You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Welcome to the Week 7 Buy Low, Sell High show. I'm your man Smitty, and we're here to break down how it is you could get into a winning team if maybe you're on the verge of becoming that team in your league. You're fourth, you're fifth, you had some injuries, you have a team that hasn't maybe performed up to expectation. You need just a little push. You need one little trade to make a difference. We're doing buy low and sell high for week number 7, and then I'll get to all the super chats. So let's get straight into the board. We have the buys and the sells. Sometimes players can live in both worlds, because you could want to potentially sell Naji Harris in every single corner of the world, right? But then if you're in a horrible situation with no running backs and the Naji Harris owners panic to can be, then definitely somebody that you can go get at a crazy low price. You know what I'm saying? Chat is coming in strong. I see everybody. Mic check. Somebody said mic check. What's wrong with the mic check? The mic's popping. What are we talking about? Big Dog, what's up? First, the building's Meat Missile. Appreciate you all. Appreciate everybody in here. What's everybody saying about the mic? Is the mic, something wrong with the mic? I don't know. Saquon and J-Rob for Hall and Pierce. Hall and Pierce is a pretty good haul, bro. That's a pretty good haul. Let me get Smooth Criminals super chat out of the way and just say, hey, Smitty, trade Mahomes and Bateman for Josh Allen. I'd rather have Josh Allen go get it done. Josh Allen's a league winner. Is the mic good? Everybody's saying the mic's kind of low or something. I see the levels are good on. Everything looks good on my end. Am I wrong? Everything good? Okay. Mic is hot. Mic's fine. Somebody's wasting our time. Stop wasting our time, Bob. Okay, number 1, buy low, walking into week number 7. You can get all mad. You can continue to doubt him. You can say things like, Smitty, I don't think he's going to do well. But I told you, Michael Pittman was going to bounce back. Michael Pittman Jr. was going to bounce back. The offense looks a little better, okay? JT is for sure the best buy low in fantasy football. Go forward. There is no better player. No lower costing player that could be the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 overall player. You don't want to put him 1 anymore, I understand. But there's no player more capable of being top 1 to 5 than JT. And he's the cheapest he'll ever be. Is there a chance the ankle's worse than they're letting on? Absolutely. You have to know the risk. You're playing a buy low, sell high game. You're not playing everybody's locked in and we know exactly what time it is because we have the Gray's Book Sports Almanac from Back to the Future. We're not playing that game. We're playing a game of fantasy football. We're playing a game of dice rolling. In a dice rolling game, you're rolling double dice in this case. And JT is a risk. But let me tell you what's more of a risk. Having JT capable of being had and not taking advantage of it. There's two ways to look at fantasy football trading and risk taking. When you're going to take a risk, sometimes if you step back and hit that thumb up button, we got 200 people in here and only 50 thumbs up already. Wipe the feet. Sometimes when you go into a trade and you see a guy like JT who's extremely low in value, it sometimes is riskier not to trade for him than to trade for him. Because if you watch somebody else swoop in and grab JT at a cost of entry that in hindsight, you're like, I probably should have took that, Bob. I probably should have took that. If that happens, guess what? Guess what? That guy wins his league, not you. He wins his league. It's risky business to pass on a guy like JT when he's going to win someone else a league and he's sitting there available for you. So if you ask me, the most interesting player to trade for in week number 7 is Jonathan Taylor. And he costs you maybe 1-for-1. Sometimes a player that would in equivalent value to a draft right now would be like number 15, number 18, number 19 overall, number 15 overall. This guy's got top 5 capability go forward. Matt Ryan looked good. Pittman and Ryan were on the same page. Deion Jackson looked fantastic. The running game was doing well. He's not going to take over. Deion got hurt, but he, even if he's back from, I believe, the quad, he's not taken away from JT. Okay, maybe they run JT a little slower than normal, getting him up to speed. Sure, that could happen in week number 1 back from injury for JT. But he's JT. Don't forget he's Jonathan Taylor. Don't forget this is the man that everybody and their mother drafted 1.1. Don't forget that he played only 4 games. He's never missed a game. I don't think he missed a game in college. I think this is his first time missing games. And it's not like he's a huge risk that the injuries, it was supposed to be like 1 game, if that, it turned into 2. I think they wanted to keep him healthy, but it doesn't sound like this is an extremely crazy injury. It lingered. They wanted to get him fully up to speed, and it's not like he played 4 games, one of which he did well. So it's not like this guy's been missing or talent wise we were wrong assessing what was going on. He's literally played 4 games, and if you remember back, there's a guy named Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow that I recall playing a grip of games and having just really one amazing game this past week 6, and he's number 5 on the quarterback rankings from weeks 1 through 6. He's quarterback number 5 right now, Joe Burrow. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
So, my point is, if Joe Burrow can rank number 5 after 1 big game, guess where Jamar Chase is ranking for all wide receivers in 2022 from weeks 1 through 6. Looking back, who's the number 5 wide receiver? Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow's number 5 for quarterbacks through week 6. Jamar Chase is number 5 for wide receivers through week 6. These guys did it off of 1 game. Off of 1 game, they're back in the top 5. So I don't want to hear JT can't climb back into the number 3 spot on the year. He could do that in 2-3 games. That's how much he could score if he's leaned upon. He has a 2 or 3 TD game and then another 2 TD game and then maybe a couple other pretty good games. Boom, he's back. He's back at the top. He's not just back per start. He's back inside the top 5 for running backs, through week 9, let's say. So let's go get JT, shall we? Let's bring JT home. Let's do a mashed potato for JT. Smitty approved for JT.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes! You've just been Smitty approved.
Let's go to the next name. Let's use Chris Olave. I'm going randomly into these. And the super chats I'm going to do right when I get done with the buy low, sell high portion of the show. Look, Olave, you are all forgetting. This is the kind of stuff we were hearing, and it's justified. I'm not saying this was wrong, but this is what we were hearing. Smitty, Chris Olave is a wide receiver 1 right now, Smitty. It's week 1, week 2. He's a wide receiver 1, Smitty. I love Chris Olave. He's so great. He misses a couple games with a concussion, or a game with a concussion. And everybody's down on him all of a sudden. Olave's not even a wide receiver, high-end wide receiver 2. I don't know what everyone's thinking. I don't know why everybody's misremembering how good Olave is. And it appears that he could be had well below wide receiver 2 value. It appears you could throw him into deals, and maybe you're trading away your, I don't know, running back that's very closely ranked to JT, and you're like, I'll sidestep into a lateral trade and get JT and give up my running back here and get Olave thrown in. Olave can be a wide receiver 1, even if it's low end, wide receiver 1 going forward. Olave can carry your wide receiver room if you've been hit hard with injuries, or you have to trade into a running back heavy situation because you got hit hard with Davante and you had to, shift your team around, balance the scales differently, and you need a wide receiver 1 that's crafty, under the radar. Olave can be your low end wide receiver 1, or at least your if you roll with 2 wide receiver 2s in a light wide receiver room. Let's say you've got Olave, Gabe Davis, and St. Brown. That's an excellent undervalued wide receiver room. Olave's a fantastic go-get right now in fantasy football, heading into week number 7.
You've just been Smitty approved.
There are a lot of people in the chat talking about Taysom Hill. I don't know if this guy's clowning or if he's trying to say fire up Taysom Hill. I don't know if 49ers saying knew not to trust Taysom Hill, in a way that's, angry or something. Well, let me tell you something, guys. Tight ends don't always explode every single week. And I think the expectation was so high coming off of a 4-touchdown game where he ran for 100 yards, threw a touchdown in those 4 scores, that when he got 40 yards rushing as a tight end, everybody got upset at him. He's going to have up and down games. If you're going to cut Taysom Hill, if you don't have a really good tight end option and you're going to go away from Taysom Hill, I understand if maybe you've got Kyle Pitts, you want to throw Kyle Pitts in there. I understand if you got a decent option at tight end. You got Knox. He looked like he's potentially back. I'm okay with putting Taysom Hill on the bench, but I'll tell you something. If Taysom Hill gets cut, I'm not trading for him, but if Taysom Hill gets cut because people are overreactive, I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to go rogue at tight end again. I'm going to pick him up, I'm going to trade my tight end away, and I'm going to build my lineup up in different spots. I love that people don't love Taysom Hill. I love that people don't love Taysom Hill. I love that people have so little patience that if he does mediocre, runs for 40 yards as a tight end, it has scoring capability, catching, throwing, running. He's a weapon. He's their version of Deebo Samuel. Sometimes the offense isn't going to be in tune. It is not the Kansas City Chiefs offense. It's going to have some ups and downs. I'm not off the. I don't know if anybody believes I'm off the Taysom Hill train because he had a bad game, according to everybody. I'm not. You can be, and I'm not mad at anybody, and I'm not calling out 49er or calling out anybody in particular. But it's a good topic because I'm seeing a lot of people say things like that. So let's get into the next. Adams. You want a league winner. You want a player that can be a massive difference maker for your team. Davante Adams. Now, do you buy it? Where do you buy him? At what level? Is he going to be cheap? Probably not going to be cheap. This is probably the least discounted player on the buy low, sell high list walking into week number 7. The least discounted wide receiver buy. But why do I like him? Why do I like him straight up for other maybe wide receivers like A.J. Brown, or maybe a wide receiver like Tyreek Hill, or maybe a wide receiver? So this is a weird buy. You're buying high, but you're also buying in a very crafty fashion because this man has already had his bye week. And when you're looking at a player like D. Adams that no longer has a bye week anymore, you're looking at an advantage. And if you start thinking this way, and yes, the suspension still could come, and that's where you're going to buy him at a value that if he ends up getting suspended, then he really does kind of sit through a bye week for you and you break even. So you got to be careful. I'm pretty much one of the only people that thinks that there's a decent shot he gets a 1-game suspension. There are other reports. I think the most recent one from ESPN's Adam Schefter said the NFL will wait for the legal process to play out in the Davante Adams case before considering potential suspension. We've heard that before in different cases. The NFL does like to wait until things play out before they take action. But the thing about it is this happened on the field. This happened with personnel. This wasn't like on the side of, outside of football in his personal life. And we'll let it play out in court. This was while he was on the clock. So the NFL may look at this different at the end of the day, depending on the pressure they get from the PR, perspective. So, but for right now, we're assuming he probably has a shot at getting suspended, but we're not counting on it. And therefore, if you trade for Adams right now and you get that extra week, it's league winning. It's league winning. If he gets suspended for 1 game, then you treat it like a bye week and you're trading a player that has a bye coming up and it ends up being a wash. Example in the Tyreek Hill trade. Tyreek Hill for Adams, you may get that extra game. You may not. If you do, it could be league winning. Trade A.J. Brown for Adams, may be league winning. This is how you win leagues. Baby moves sometimes that make sense in a way that other people aren't looking at the big picture, playing chess while playing 3D chess while other people are playing Monopoly, not just checkers. You're trying to look 2, 3, 4 moves ahead. And when you see a guy like Adams who has the potential to be as good as Hill or be as good as other, like you can do package deals too. And what people don't understand about buying an Adams is that Adams, if you go across position and you've got a plethora of running backs because your boy Smitty told you to take Pierce, told you to take Walker, told you to take Hall, who kind of made up for some of the Javonte Williams injuries, guys. Let's be honest. Javonte was like a kick to the nads. Losing Javonte was like a direct kick to the nads. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to run from it. I'm not going to act like I didn't say Javonte was going to be an absolute monster, and it's frustrating, and I want to put my fist through the wall right now. How frustrated I am that now Russell Wilson's injured and may not be playing anytime soon. May or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see on the news on that. And now they're going to turn to the run more than ever. Now Melvin Gordon gets benched and they don't even want to turn to him at all anymore. And that might go back because of Russell Wilson being banged up. But I'm frustrated to the rooftops, to the rafters, because we'll never be able to prove that Javonte would have been what we knew he would have been. Everything lined up for Javonte. Everything's lined up for Javonte. Javonte would be sitting on Mars, not the moon. He would be on Mars right now if he didn't get hurt. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Can't prove it. But what I do know is that almost everybody watching my content, at least if you did draft Javonte, you have a high likelihood of owning one of, if not multiples, of Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, Damian Pierce, Ramondre Stevenson, and a plethora of more players like Gabe Davis and Pittman and such. So it's like revolving door, next man up, Walker season, Breece Hall season, adjust and adapt. Don't sit on your hands. Don't pout. Don't mourn. Go make a deal. Go buy low. Go sell high. Go buy low. If you lost Javonte, raise your hand if you've got Walker or Hall. So we protected ourselves. Our sleeper navigation in the middle and late rounds is going to come back and save the day. And it's like injuries happen, and it's frustrating. But absolutely love what we're dealing with the Walkers and the Pierces. I mean, Damian Pierce, if you're a diehard member of this community, you own Damian Pierce on your team. And ETN Ozzy says, don't forget about ETN. ETN is on his way back. We spent high draft capital on him. He better deliver. He looks like he's on the verge of delivering. If he had that Michael Hasty carry that Hasty had when he took an untouched, like wide open rushing lane touchdown scamper into the end zone, if just ETN had that carry, we'd be talking about ETN like he's the next Walker. Like right now we're hoping he is. ETN feels like he's a hair behind. Let's get to ETN in a second. I'll go right to ETN. ETN feels like he's a hair behind the Walker track. The blueprint for Walker this season, I feel like ETN's like one game behind, and hopefully he absolutely explodes. Super chats I'll get to in a second. Steven says, Smitty, would you trade Ramondre to get Pierce or Walker? Yes. I would go get either one. Pierce has had a bye. He's got a huge advantage. I love Walker. Go forward. Absolutely. Adams, go get him, guys. Adams, go get him. Potentially bye week free moving forward. Maybe he gets a suspension. Maybe he doesn't. It'll be packaged into the even Steven swap you might do. Or if you could trade. Oh, what I was saying was the best way to trade for Adams, if you don't do a straight like wide receiver for wide receiver swap, when you're getting the bye week free player in Adams, one of the other best ways to do it, if not the best way to do it, is across position. If you've loaded up on Pierce, Walker, Hall, Stevenson, all these guys, you now have the ability to go to a vulnerable Davante Adams owner and say, hey, vulnerable Davante Adams owner, how about I give you an RB? Well, I do need an RB, Smitty. Well, let me help you with that. I've got a guy named Ramondre Stevenson who's looking like a top 10 running back per start right now. Per start? What's that mean? Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. Maybe he doesn't start all year. Maybe he does. If he does, you're going to get your value. You're going to give someone a great value. It's not like you're... But there is some wonder about, does he get affected by a returning Harris at some point? Does Bill Belichick feed him? You've got firepower to go get a guy like Davante Adams. You pair and couple Stevenson with a wide receiver, all of a sudden you step into a Davante Adams. You're loaded at running back, you go get a Davante Adams. There's ways to buy Davante Adams that make sense, and so I don't want to hear that he's not attainable in a trade. Go get Davante Adams, even if he's the highest price buy low on this list. He's like a buy normal. He's not a buy low. He's a buy at normal price tag, slightly lower. But you're buying them in crafty, deceptive fashion. You're using RBs for people that are struggling at RB. You're buying them without people thinking about the bye week because it's only week number 7. So they're like, yeah, I mean, they might think about that down road a little bit, but they might be like, I suffered through the bye week, but I need a running back. Okay, let's do a deal. Whatever. Right now, they're like, whatever. And so I think it's going to be a phenomenal move for you. Jacobs, this is the first sell. I'm not saying Jacobs can't continue. I'm not saying Jacobs isn't a hold. You can hold him. You can nestle him. Just keep him safe and sound in your lineup. I'm fine with that. I'm not here to predict downfall for Jacobs. I'm not here to say Jacobs isn't doing well. 440 of you in here, only 123 thumbs up. Please punch the thumb up button on your way in the door. Subscribe if you're new. We're doing this every day, Monday through Friday, and I'm live at midnight almost every other night, and I'm live whenever news breaks, so do it live with us. 442 people in here. Hit the thumbs up. Jacobs is just a good sell. He's not a bust. I'm not saying he can't continue. I don't need to hear everybody in the comments say, Smitty, Jacobs looks great. I know that. That's why we have an opportunity right now to sell at an all-time high. So I like him as a hold if you don't sell high. If you're not getting the world for him, hold him. Listen to what I'm saying, Bob, in the comments. Hold him. I'm not saying sell him unless you can sell high. And why I say that is because you have a plethora of running backs out there that you can add to a wide receiver if you're in a position where your team needs a change. If you're winning and you've got 5 or 6 wins and Jacobs is on your team, do you need to make a trade? You may not need to make a trade. And this is where I get people not listening. This is where you aren't listening, disrespecting Jacob Smitty. You aren't hearing what I'm saying. It's not your fault, okay? It's not your fault. You probably own him and you're just taking offense to him. But hear what I'm saying. Don't just listen. Actually absorb what I'm saying. Hold him, Sheeb. Hold him if it makes sense, Sheeb. If you're winning, Sheeb, and you've got 5 or 6 wins, Sheeb, then maybe you hold him. Why try and fix what isn't broken unless someone comes and says, hello? Can I give you an offer you can't refuse? Then you accept, because it doesn't matter if you can get an extra, player involved and you go and you get a DeAndre Swift, an undervalued player that you actually like better than Jacobs, then you can make the move. But if you're sitting there, Sheeb, and you got 2 wins and Jacobs is popping off, are you really disrespecting him by selling him high to try and get 2 pieces, buy low in another area to then have 2 pieces bouncing back instead of Jacobs continuing to do well? Listen, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't just hear Smitty. Listen to him. Don't just listen to Smitty. Hear Smitty, bro. All right. So sell Jacobs if the price is right. She brofist, okay? Sometimes you just need to take a lap. It's good for you. It's healthy for you. Don't take offense to it. Alvin Kamara. I'm selling Alvin Kamara. I'm holding him in the right spot. But I do believe, like with Jacobs, if you can get something very significant, you can step into a player like Swift or St. Brown, who's already had a bye, Dameon Pierce has already had a bye, potentially get something thrown in, then you're in a position where you're getting rid of Kamara at a value that even if it works out for the other guy and you're sending him Kamara and he continues to do well, then guess what? You're happy, the other owner's happy, you both win. But if Kamara dips down, if Kamara can't stay healthy again, if Kamara's mileage is adding up because he has a bunch of workload in his rear view, or he gets raptured from the NFL because that full footage of the Alvin Kamara beating that he gave that individual in the elevator, and the additional spotlight from the additional lawsuit that has been filed against Alvin Kamara, the brand new news last week about the additional lawsuit, if that puts Alvin Kamara in a vulnerable spot 4 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now, whatever, you can avoid that disaster and get fair market value, if not more, in almost a guaranteed swap. So Kamara is a hold, but more so a sell if you could sell high. Get into a Swift who's already had a bye week. Get into a St. Brown who's already had a bye week. Put St. Brown right into your lineup. Get an additional running back potentially as well. St. Brown's been out for a while with the ankle. People are going, maybe St. Brown, Smitty, but Smitty, maybe St. Brown wasn't as good and Jameson Williams is coming back. That's what you're hoping for. I'm not saying there aren't concerns. I'm not saying there are concerns about, the ankle still. Will Jameson be better than we think right out of the gate? Probably not, because he's coming back from an ACL tear. He's going to need to get his feet wet. He's going to need to get his beak wet and fed a little bit here and there. He's not going to be able to come in and just eat a full course meal, okay? Some birds weren't meant to be uncaged right away, okay? So it's going to take him a little while before he can fly fully and take long trips across the ocean, okay? He can't migrate yet. This bird in Jameson Williams needs time. And if anybody thinks that St. Brown's going to just hand over the wide receiver 1 volume to a rookie when this guy stares down every player across the sidelines that may have been drafted ahead of him, he's got all the names in his head, he's hungry, he's aggressive, he's a top 5 to 7 wide receiver in the NFL. Jameson Williams is good. I like him. But Jameson Williams is not St. Brown right now. He's just not. And he won't be this year. Maybe in the future. I love the idea of Jameson Williams becoming what we thought he could become when he was drafted to the Lions. And we like St. Brown. St. Brown's done nothing but deliver. But because he was injured, because he came back and didn't explode, and because he had the bye week, his owners have been saying, what have you done for me lately? I'm potentially vulnerable. I'm a St. Brown owner. I'm potentially vulnerable to trade him because St. Brown hasn't done anything for me lately, and I'm an impatient Peter. I'm an impatient Peter, and I send people packing when I see 2 weeks of no good stats. I get excited, and I get overly excited, and when I say excited, I mean I make dumb decisions. And I'm going to send St. Brown away because he hasn't done anything for me lately because I'm impatient. I'm an impatient Peter, an impatient Ian. These guys they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable. Swift is the same way. We're kind of talking about 2 players at the same time. Let me see if I can where's St. Brown? Where's St. Brown? We're talking about St. Brown right now. We're talking about Swift. I think it'd be good to bring St. Brown to the stage. Would St. Brown please report to the front stage? St. Brown and Swift. There you go. These two guys are steals right now in trade. These two guys, we got 500 people in the building. Hit that thumb up button, 179. These two guys at center stage right now, St. Brown and Swift, are league winners that have had their bye already. These are league winners that have already had their bye week, and people are sleeping at the wheel. Oh, or their team's so scary and vulnerable and hit with injuries, and they don't know what to do. They don't care about 1 week at a time. Like bye week, I get it. I might have a bye week if I go trade Swift or St. Brown for a player that hasn't had a bye. But right now, my team's in shambles, Smitty. I must make a trade. And you can, what do I do? What do I do, Smitty? Yeah, you make a trade. These owners might need to make a trade that you're dealing with. And they'll worry about the bye week thing that they're losing later. They'll just be like, forget it. I know I suffered through the bye week. I need wins. These two are going to help win leagues for you if you can trade for them on the cheap. Because St. Brown is a top 5 to 10 wide receiver. And when I say top 5 to 10, I really mean top 5 to 7. Because that's what he does. And if St. Brown caught me saying top 10, St. Brown would probably come stare me down and try and take me to school and go on the field and prove me wrong and glare at me if he could glare into the camera every time he scored a touchdown, and I'd be ashamed. He'd try and put me to shame by putting him in the top 5 to 10 instead of the top 5 to 7. My bad, St. Brown. Swift is another guy that can be top 5 for running backs going forward. Does he come with some risk? Absolutely. Is he injury prone? Absolutely. Could he rip off a 70-yard touchdown run at any moment? Absolutely. The answer to all of those is adamant and unwavering absolutely. And so be creative with your buy lows and your sell highs. But these are two guys that if you want to win, they've had their bye week, you go after them. Same thing with Adams. Bye week out of the way. Such an advantageous thing to get that extra game. And people that aren't paying attention, that are playing checkers while we're playing 3D chess, they're going to be upset and mad at themselves later because they didn't go attack St. Brown with the bye week out of the way. Swift with the bye week out of the way. Higgins is a good buy low right now. I understand why you would be skeptical of putting a guy like Higgins on your roster when he's disappointed 2 weeks in a row. And 1 week ago, Higgins was non-existent. Supposed to play, didn't really play. Re-aggravated the injury and really left people just pissing in the wind. And it was a shame. And I know that everybody that owns him was so mad at him, they were willing to trade him last week for a ham sandwich that was half toasted. And this guy right now goes into another week and doesn't deliver the way owners wanted him to deliver. And the impatient Peter that owns Higgins is sitting there going, I wonder if Higgins is ever going to return. Maybe I trade him. And you're sitting there typing up your TPS report and not taking advantage that impatient Ian is about to send Higgins away to some other owner that's more vigilant and on top of the trade offers, and you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs, thinking about having a second iced coffee instead of walking over to the cubicle that is Bob's and saying, Bob, how about you give me Higgins and give him a name that's a player that's playing well. So get your iced coffee later, go get Higgins, and stop dropping the ball when Higgins is staring you in the face and saying, hey, I'm going to deliver. Trust in me. Trust in me. Trade for me low. No one's asking you to trade for him at wide receiver 1 value. No one's asking you to trade for him at even high-end wide receiver 2 value. You can get him for a low-end wide receiver 2 cost straight across. You can go trade one of your amazing running backs you're doing so well with because you listened to me and you stockpiled your RBs. You got amazing opportunity to buy low on this guy Higgins. With Burrow back, looking like cigar smoking Joe Burrow, what's not to like about this situation? People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
Go get Higgins now. Go get T. Higgins. Tee off your week 7 with Higgins in that lineup. Go get him. Go do it now. Super chats are coming next. Don't worry. Hang tight. Guys, this next guy is not somebody that I'm saying to get rid of just to get rid of. I'm not saying that CeeDee Lamb can't continue to have a good season, but I do believe that if you have CeeDee Lamb, you have an opportunity to maybe go get that Adams upgrade, get that additional bye week. Go get St. Brown upgrade, get that additional bye week. When I say get rid of Lamb, in my mind, I'm thinking of those things. I'm not thinking of, oh, I don't like Lamb. Sell Lamb, he's going to bust. I'm not saying that. And I know Shib's going to come in here and go, the disrespect to Lamb, to want to trade Lamb. You like Lamb all offseason, Smitty. I do like Lamb. He was one of the Moon Men. He is one of the Moon Men.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Can we just say how good this Moon, aside from Javonte and Schultz, how good this Moon Men list is starting to take shape? Like this, it was rough. It was rough sledding in the beginning of this thing, and until Herbert bounces back, he's not going to navigate that shuttle. Herbert, you need to go get some things done. He was flying the shuttle. He wasn't on the Moon Men list, but he was the flyer of that of that shuttle. But this group looks fantastic. This group is coming around. Don't sleep on Pollard. Don't sleep on Rashad White. We still got Khalil Herbert at the bottom kind of peeking in. But this is shaping up really nicely. Walker, Pierce, Hall, Hurts, A.J. Brown, St. Brown, ETN coming into his own. The reason I bring it up is that Lamb is still on this list, right? And I'm not taking him off. I'm not saying Lamb with Dak coming back. I mean, who knows what volatile, how much volatility there'll be in the offense with a swap in QB play. But my point is that it's not about me wanting to take Lamb off the list. It's about me wanting to take Lamb and turning him into a player that has already had their bye, that is named Adams or St. Brown. That's what it's about for me. It's a sidestep lateral move that has craftiness written all over it. And there's no way someone's giving you St. Brown or Adams straight up for Lamb. So you have to add somebody in. You have to give somebody else in addition to Lamb, but it's worth doing, especially if you have the depth to do it, okay? So you're going to take Lamb. You're going to add another piece to it. Maybe the St. Brown team isn't vulnerable. Go to the Adams owner. Maybe the Adams owner isn't vulnerable. Go to the St. Brown owner. Maybe those owners aren't vulnerable, but you could go get a Olave and a Kenneth Walker because someone doesn't understand what they have in Kenny Walker, and so you come in and you get Kenny Walker and Olave for Lamb. Those are the moves you need to make. Don't think so close-mindedness and be like, I'm not trading Lamb, Smitty. He's my favorite player. Trade him if you can get crafty. Go get a Walker and a Olave. Give up Lamb and a running back like Stevenson for JT. Go get Lamb, give Lamb for Swift, and then give up a little more with Lamb to get Swift. There are ways to do it. Just because you're on my sell list doesn't mean I don't like you. Doesn't mean I'm taking him off the Moon Men list. I'm not revoking his Moon Man card or anything like that. Gabe Davis is a great buy low still. Gabe Davis is a phenomenal player that I told you to go get walking into week number 5 before he bounced back and exploded. Gabe Davis is a phenomenal go get because he has wide receiver 1 capability, maybe on the low end of wide receiver 1 capability, but wide receiver 1 capability nonetheless. And if you take his 74-yard 1 TD game and really look at that wasn't a bad game. His owner's probably not in the business of trading Gabe Davis to you straight up, for on the low. But when you add him into deals and you start making complicated trade offers, it gets deceptive and it waters down value and it beefs up value. So let's say nobody wants your, let's throw a player out there that we're wanting to trade. Let's say we're talking about trading J-Rob. If you want to trade J-Rob away. No one's taking J-Rob from you. Nobody wants J-Rob. All these J-Rob truthers coming from my neck after week 1 and 2. Smitty, you are so wrong. How does it feel to know that J-Rob's going to be a top 10? People came in here and had the nerve to be like, you said an Achilles tear running back would never be a top 10 running back coming off his Achilles tear that first year. How does it feel? How does it feel to what? After 1 week or 2 weeks, you're assuming he's going to be a top 10 running back, Bob? Nobody wants him now. ETN season's here. J-Rob looks awful. I know he scored touchdowns and he's looked good in the stat sheet in the box score because the touchdowns fell in his lap. He had a wide open touchdown run where he's dragging his leg and people are like, "Oh, he looks so good." And did you see J-Rob trucking down the field? He looks so fast. No, he didn't. Stop fooling yourself. And I'm rooting for him. I'm not mad at him. I'm not rooting for him to get re-injured, but the amount of volume he's getting off of a torn Achilles is opening the door to another leg injury or lower body injury. It almost feels inevitable that he will suffer injury at some point. Then people are going to be going to the moon. Going to be going to the moon for this ETN guy. So my point is not that J-Rob is a bum. I like him and I'm rooting for him and I'm very proud of him. He's accomplished a lot more. Let me take a lap for suggesting that he couldn't do what he's doing. Because he's looking really good considering the tear, but he's not a top 10 running back. ETN is a top 10 running back. But my point is, circling back, J-Rob, nobody wants him. No one's trading for J-Rob. So in my correlation to Gabe Davis, who everybody wants, everybody likes him, if you package J-Rob with somebody, it dilutes the J-Rob risk and beefs up the J-Rob value. Hey, I'll give you my Lamb and J-Rob for your A.J. Brown or slightly safer wide receiver. I don't want J-Rob for free. Now I kind of like J-Rob. That's psychology in fantasy football. Your boy Smitty's got a psych degree. I think I'm able to dabble, and I'm dabbling here. I'm going to dabble and give you a bit of the mind, how the mind works in a trade negotiation. I don't like J-Rob. Once J-Rob is not responsible for even a big part of the trade value, he becomes attractive. He becomes a what if. Well, I'm going to imagine J-Rob, if he does come back and score touchdowns for me, now I like J-Rob all of a sudden. You're diluting the risk by adding in another focal point of the trade. Now J-Rob's tradable. J-Rob thrown into a deal gets you an itty-bitty upgrade. And you need to do that if you own J-Rob, by the way. Now, Gabe Davis, the same thing can happen if you do a 2-for-1 or 2-for-2 trade. You can take Gabe Davis and dilute his value a little bit by giving somebody a better player. Okay? Maybe you've got Lamb. Okay, so Lamb Chops, you send Lamb Chops packing, you get Gabe Davis back, and now it affords you another player. When in reality, you could go to the Lamb owner, offer him Gabe Davis straight up. He might actually waver on that, right? And say, well, maybe I'll take Lamb, but I like Gabe Davis near as much. You could go get Gabe Davis and Stevenson for Lamb if you needed a running back. You could make that happen. The truth is, Gabe Davis can hang with Lamb. The truth is, Gabe Davis can hang with a lot of low-end wide receiver ones, and I'd rather have Gabe Davis and another player than have that other player if I need depth. So the point in buying Gabe Davis is in crafty fashion to get yourself back into a wide receiver, high-end wide receiver 2 in a deal where you do need to divide and conquer because your team can't win the way it is. In the current state of things, your team needs something. Gabe Davis is a perfect wide receiver to trade into to maintain potential wide receiver 1 value or close to it. So please listen to what I'm saying and how I'm describing Gabe Davis as a good acquire or trade for. If you just come in and say no one's selling Gabe Davis low, you aren't listening to a word that's coming out of my mouth. Next up on the list, he's playing good. Again, this goes to Shib and everybody that's going to come in here and say the disrespect to Leonard Fournette. I understand he's playing well, but I'm still selling high every time I can. Every week he has a great game, I'm selling because I feel like I can get the world for him and I shouldn't be able to. And there might come a day where you can't. And so if you could trade him away in a way that gets you something significant that you're buying low and you're proud of, and you're no matter what happens with Fournette could ball out the rest of the year, you're still excited with the end of the trade that you got because you're buying low. You're going and you're getting a Swift or a St. Brown that is bye week free go forward, and you're using a Fournette to get it done. You're trading Fournette for St. Brown straight up, sure, punch it. You're getting Swift for Fournette straight up, punch it. Sure, you're giving up something small like J-Rob or whatever to get Adams, who's bye week free, go forward for Fournette. Punch it. There are ways to sell Fournette, and my point is if you don't explore those and you sit on this, you could be in some trouble later on when you wish you would have taken Fournette and divided him into a Gabe Davis and an additional player. You could maybe get Walker straight up for Fournette right now from some owners. So poke around until you figure it out. JT, absolutely. Fournette for JT, absolutely Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
And that's my point more than anything, Cody, is that you're not going to be able to get a JT using Fournette later. If you sit there and keep talking about how good Fournette's playing and you don't explore the sell high, buy low capabilities that Fournette affords you, you're going to miss out on buying JT on the low. You're going to miss out on buying Swift on the low. These are the players that you can get these players for you're using by taking advantage of the buy low, sell highs. So you can like Lenny better. I won't even be mad at you. You're not taking laps. 600 of you in here, please punch the thumb up button. We got 222 thumbs up. We can do better. Same thing with Miles Sanders. He's being used. Miles Sanders is actually being used. He's not bad. But if anybody thinks that Miles Sanders is going to continue, and this isn't a great sell high opportunity off his, what did he have? 18 carries, 15 carries, 27 carries. He's getting fed. He's getting fed. He's going into a bye week in week 7. This guy is playing well, playing out of his mind. And I don't mind selling him high and being wrong, because if I am wrong, I still make out on the side of the trade that I'm getting. That's the whole point. And when people say disrespectful to trade Sanders, it's not disrespectful. It's a game of buy low, sell high. And if you own Fournette and you're winning, you're afforded the option of saying, I don't want to trade Fournette. But if you own Fournette and you're playing for second place, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you sitting on your hands? What makes you think you can afford to sit on the high value of Fournette when you're playing for second place, Bob? If you're winning, no one's forcing anyone to make a trade. If you're winning, stand still. Stand still. But if you need something, if you need a move, if your honest inventory is that my team can't win, why would you not explore selling high on Sanders or Fournette? Why would you not try and get rid of Jacobs, Sanders, or Fournette if you're vying for second place and you've got a bargaining chip that might go down in value? It's absolute madness to not explore it. And that's why you sell Sanders if you can, but only if you're selling high. I'm okay holding him. But he could get you a Swift if you add in a little something. And Swift is bye week free. You could probably do him straight up for St. Brown right now. St. Brown's bye week free. Take advantage of these things. DK Metcalf is a great buy low wide receiver. He's up and down, but Geno's playing great. DK can go get a jump ball with anybody. He's more situation proof than most wide receivers, and his situation isn't as bad as anybody thought it was going to be. He's a good wide receiver to go get. People will trade him in the right context. He's a great buy low. Dameon Pierce, look, similar to Swift and St. Brown, you're not going to steal away Dameon Pierce from his owner. They know what they have, but the bye week being out of the way is the trend of the day. The trend of the day is that we're looking at Swift, we're looking at St. Brown, we're looking at Dameon Pierce, we're looking at Adams, we're looking at all these players that just got off a bye week. They're fresh. The bye week's out of the way. There's a reason these names are coming on the list and they're coming in hot this week. It's because of the advantage of the bye week. I'm saying it over and over and over. And if you aren't listening, you're going to potentially be upset at yourself for not turning the guys on the right side of the screen into the guys on the left side of the screen. When in fact, the guys on the left side of the screen, a lot of them have had their bye week already. It's advantageous. It helps you win leagues. Go get it done. Go get Dameon Pierce in that context. You're not going to steal him away, but you're going to be able to get a Leonard Fournette and Pierce trade done. Even if you give up more or less. Sanders and something for Pierce, you're going to be able to get it done. Lamb for Pierce, Lamb for St. Brown, Lamb for Swift, Jacobs for Swift, Jacobs for St. Brown, Jacobs for Dameon Pierce, Fournette for Swift if you give up a little. This is my point. What are you doing? You're getting an extra 20 or 30 points potentially with this bye week advantage. Nick Chubb is only on this list like he was last week. And he had a dud game, which is going to happen. Nobody should be sending him off packing like, oh, I'm just going to get rid of Chubb or not expect him to be a top 5 running back go forward. Nick Chubb is a top 5 running back. He's playing at that level, but he is susceptible to having these low scoring games when he doesn't get many targets at all via the air. His targets the last 2 games, 2 targets the last week, 1 target the week after that. He's also had 2 other games where he's targeted 1 time. So if it's not there on the ground and he's getting 12 carries, he's going to get 56 yards like he did, whether he's averaging 4.7 yards per carry or not. That puts him in a vulnerable state some weeks. If he's not getting 23 carries, how can he deliver if he's not getting the targets or receptions? So this is why I said he was a great sell high. Just like some of these names over here that are doing well and could continue to do well. Chubb was on my sell high list last week because of the potential return in value of getting guys that we just like better, or a combination of guys that we just like better. So Chubb, because he's done well for so long, is a player that still has total trade value. I don't think he's taken that big of a dip at all coming off the week 6, 12 carries for 56-yard performance with no touchdowns. That was a bad, disappointing week. His owners really took a bath in week number 6 because of it. Sell him. Sell him. Don't sell him low, but open your mind and be open-minded to selling him to get multiple components and players that are good buy lows. Maybe you can get a Pierce and a St. Brown for a Chubb. Maybe you can get Adams and get an additional player or piece to go along with Adams. Maybe you can get JT and something. Someone might give you JT and Olave for Nick Chubb, and I'm taking that deal every single time. It doesn't mean I don't believe in Chubb. It doesn't mean that I want you to get rid of Chubb for pennies on the dollar. Please understand what I'm saying and don't take what I'm saying out of context, or if you do, that's on you. I'm saying take advantage of the buy lows and sell highs while you can, and stop thinking about that you can't trade players that are doing well because they're doing well. Najee Harris, there are not too many scenarios where I'm trading for Najee Harris. There are scenarios where your team is down and out. You literally send me your roster and I'm like, bro, I don't even know how to help you. Your team is so hit with injuries, not your fault, or you drafted bad, kind of your fault, but like busts happen. That's why you do multiple leagues. Don't play one league. You play one league, you're putting yourself in a very potentially disappointing state. Week 8, when injuries strike and you have no more options and you have no more teams. But then you can go to Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty, they'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. And you can start your season over again every single week. So if you are down and out, go to Underdog Fantasy. Link is in the description. Use promo code Smitty. Get up to $100 bonus match instantly. And you can redraft and all that. So we got 621 people in the room. 254 thumbs up. Punch that thumb up button. Subscribe if you're new. Najee Harris. I can't imagine a world where I want Najee Harris. But there are teams that have come to me where I have no idea how to help them practically. And the only thing I can think of is you need to take a swing at Najee. You have no running backs. You have an extra group of wide receivers, or let's say they only have Mark Andrews, okay? They only have Mark Andrews. They've got no running backs. They've got very weak wide receivers. They've got a good quarterback like in Jalen Hurts, and they have Andrews, and that's it. Or they got Lamar and Andrews stacked, and the team's decimated. Like, that owner's got to take Andrews and flip him into Najee and a wide receiver. And in those situations, that's the only way I'm buying Najee, is if the team has almost no shot. So Najee's a complete sell. What do you get for him? I don't even know what you can get for him anymore. Would I take a Pierce? Absolutely. Would I take a DK? Probably. I'd probably take DK Metcalf for Najee Harris right now. Because what happens if another week goes by? What happens if his foot starts to bother him again? What if they got to put the metal plate back in his shoe? And we don't even know. We won't even know until it's over because they don't tell us anything. We don't know until it's over. We don't know until the situation's behind Naji before we're alerted that anything's going on. They don't tell us anything in Pittsburgh. They lied to us about Naji's health. They don't tell us about the steel plate issue. They don't tell us that he had a Liz Frank injury. They tell us that maybe he re-injured it, then maybe he didn't. Then he's leaping up and jumping. How can he do that if it's still bothering him? Then he looks like crap one moment. Then he's wearing a plate. Why is he wearing a plate if his foot's not still hampered? And then he says he's 100%, comes out, has a bad contest against a bad, it was a bad matchup, but in week number 6. But I still think Naji's sellable, but you have to be creative. And I don't know, you're going to have to settle for a Higgins. You're going to have to settle for, maybe you could couple a big wide receiver with Naji to get JT, but it's going to be hard to sell that if that JT owner is not desperate, which they might be because JT's been out for 2 weeks. So sell Naji, but get creative because that one's going to be a hard one. Herbert, I understand where everybody's going to lie on this one. Herbert looks bad. He's been injured. Some of it's not his fault, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you're not delivering, you're not delivering. So Justin Herbert is a guy that we're definitely concerned about, right? But at what point do we trade for him? At what point do we say, hey, let's take a gamble? If you're one of those teams that is vying for second place and you can't win, you're not in a position to win, your team's just not going to get it done, then you need to potentially look at trading one of your quarterback. Like, let's say you've got a Hurts or a Lamar Jackson and you can't win. Listen to what I'm saying, because I don't need to see in the chat, Smitty, you don't trade Lamar, you don't trade Hurts. If you can't win, you have to trade. And if you've got Lamar or Hurts, let me tell you something. There is a gamble worth taking for you to try and get back into the mix, and that gamble involves getting Herbert for your better quarterback and getting one of these other pieces back in a trade. Getting Olave for free, getting St. Brown, Herbert and St. Brown for Lamar, and you give back a small piece, or go get DK and Herbert for your for Jalen Hurts. You're going to have to do something. If you're playing for second place, Herbert is a good move for you if you've got that kind of quarterback situation. Dalvin Cook is a must sell for me. Let me tell you something. Out of all the players on this list, I'm most worried about Dalvin Cook. Smitty, he just had a long touchdown run. Cook is back, baby. No, he's not. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Can't take touchdowns away from players. That's a dangerous game. Oh, but if you take away the touchdown, he would have done badly. You can't play that game. That's a dangerous game. But what I can use is my eyeballs. And my eyeballs tell me that Dalvin Cook doesn't fit this offense. My eyeballs tell me Dalvin Cook is not going to survive consistency-wise. My eyeballs tell me that this Rams-style offense certainly looks like the Rams-style offense in terms of the running back being inconsistently used and them throwing a lot. It's more pass-heavy. Cook gets phased out. He's got the shoulder injury, which is not going away. He's wearing a flak jacket, which limits his mobility and ability to catch the football. And yeah, he looked good on the touchdown run, but this guy's not getting carries. Dalvin Cook is not getting carries. Dalvin Cook is not a safe running back one right now, and I don't think it will improve. And if you don't take advantage of his long touchdown run, which salvaged his day in week number 6, you're going to miss a potential buy or a sell low opportunity and buy low opportunity swap from the list of guys on this side that have had bye weeks. Notice the theme of today's how do you get an advantage over your league mates? Bye weeks. We had a significant amount of players on bye last week that come in hot, rested, ready to go. Bye week free, go forward. Get rid of Cook. He doesn't fit this offense. He's going to be inconsistent. Get rid of him before it's too late. I do not trust Dalvin Cook injury-wise and offensively, his fit in this offense. That is the Buy Low, Sell High show. That is exactly 1 hour. We blasted through all those names. I appreciate you watching. And now we're going to move on to the super chats, the Q&A, the phone calls potentially if we have time for it, and the voicemails from the Instagram voicemail groups. Let's go to the super chats. We've got a couple $20 haulers that need to be addressed right away because $20 haulers get attention immediately. Bryson with the $20 hauler. Appreciate that. Timothy with the $20 hauler. I'm going to get your questions first. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, the world is unfair. They drop a $20 hauler. They get helped first. That's the way life is.
Mashed potatoes!
$20 haulers from you, gentlemen. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for dropping the goodness and keeping the lights on. Timothy's, let's go with Timothy's. Timothy's super chat was first. Timothy said, yo, PPR, full PPR. Kenneth Walker, the third, and Pierce on the roster.
Mashed potatoes!
Attaboy, broski. ETN, Dylan, Dobbins, JJ, Mike Williams, loving the team. Andrews, fantastic. Would you do Pierce and Kirk for Adams? I think it's fair. I don't know that I'm leaning one way over the other. You have potential running back depth to maybe do this, but at the same time, losing a running back's going to then flip the script on your team balance, and you're going to have heavy wide receivers and a little lighter running backs. It's a very evenish trade. I probably would rather have Adams if I could pick, because I feel like the Raiders, no matter what, how bad they play, how good they play, Adams is going to be involved. I worry a little bit about the suspension. Kirk is playing very good, and it's hard to say that I want you to trade Pierce away. It really is. But I do feel like Adams is a good enough piece. Maybe try and get something back. And then your other thing was Dylan and Mike Williams for D. Hopkins. Then I like that, but unfortunately that doesn't help you there, and I kind of want you to do the Adams trade. You could do that trade and then keep Pierce, but I like the Adams idea. I maybe then take Hopkins and somebody and flip them into a running back. That might still be possible. Maybe you get JT through a deal. Maybe you're able to trade Hopkins, because Hopkins is good trade value. He has better trade value than Mike Williams and Dylan. So definitely do the Hopkins deal regardless to get yourself some trade value. Then you take Dobbins. Would have been perfect last week. He was a sell high immediately last week. You sell him before my waiver wire show even ended. You should have sold J.K. Dobbins. But maybe you turn Hopkins and something into a running back somehow, some way. It's definitely possible. So I do that trade, but trust your gut on it. What does the chat think? Does everybody like Kirk and Pierce more than they like Adams? Both Adams and Pierce are bye-week free going forward, so it's kind of even there. Can somebody please drop a vote here? Would you rather have Pearson, Kirk, or Adams in his situation? Thank you for the super chat, my guy. I appreciate you very much. And let's get to this next super chat. This one is from Bryson. Bryson says, full PPR 12-man league. Got Hurts, Eckler, Jacobs, A.J. Brown, Jamar Chase, Bateman, Eagles D, Goff, benches A.J. Dillon, Edmonds, McKenzie. I just did a trade for Jacobs for JT straight across. Other moves. First of all,
Mashed potatoes!
Jacobs for JT. This is what we're talking about on the buy low, sell high list right here. You take Jacobs, you turn him into JT, and you're dropping fire all over the field, my broski. I'm very proud of you for getting that deal done, if I'm reading that correctly. Straight across. Other moves. Let's see. Other moves. So you get JT. You have Eckler. You traded for Jacobs. Just did a trade for Jacobs for JT straight across. Oh, I read that wrong. Kirk seems to do well. Adams side, Pierce baby, Adams side. It's pretty divided, so trust your gut on that Adams trade, bro. Bryson, no. Bryson. I appreciate your super chat first of all. So I'm trying to say this in a way that buy, sell. So I'm not going to Smitty approve that trade. It's not horrible. Jacobs could certainly earn it and prove me wrong. But JT, this team was league winning ready with JT, bro. Now I'm still liking it. You still got a lot of talent. Eckler, Jacobs, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase. You could win your league. Hurts. This is a league winning team, but you had it in the bag, bro. In my opinion. Yeah, I think he sold JT is what I'm reading this. traded for Jacobs for JT straight up. For Jacobs, yeah. I think he got Bryson. You still here? Where's Bryson? No, I have JT. You wrote it wrong, Bryson. You wrote it wrong and you worried me. So Bryson's saying he got JT. I sold Jacobs for JT, says Bryson. Hold on. Bryson, we need to have a little, we need to invest. I'm gonna send you this $20 back, and we're gonna go to English class and grammar school so we can get this taken care of before you give me a heart attack next time. I sold Jacobs for JT.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
So glad Bryson wrote that wrong. I don't think I read it wrong, Vamp. I'm reading it right now. Trade for just did a trade for Jacobs, bro. I'm reading it right here. I just did a trade for Jacobs. I didn't read it wrong. He wrote it wrong. Thank God, Bryson. Thank God. Okay, so you've got Eckler, JT, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase. There's no moves to be made. Let me tell you what you do, Bryson. Kick your feet up on the table, put your hands behind your head, and just relax, bro. Relax and watch. Let it happen. Just lay back and let it happen. It's a lot easier if you just let it happen. This team right here is going to take you to the promised land, Bryson. And I appreciate your super chat. You to the moon, my guy. And thank you so much. Yeah, Bryson making moves. Bryson making moves. Let's hit these other super chats. Yeah, Bryson's throwing a curveball at us. I was trying to the dude just dropped a $20 super chat, and I was trying to be nice, but I have to be honest too. That's what you guys wouldn't trust me if I could be bought. If my opinion and evaluation could be bought, you wouldn't want me to give you advice. So I try and sugarcoat it. My bedside manner sometimes needs some work. So I tried to come at it in a way that wasn't hey, you screwed up, Bryson. You know? So I tried to lay him down easy. But, God, he gave me a heart attack there, trading away JT like that. Smooth Criminal, thank you again for being the first super chatter of the day. Here's Smooth Criminal with the first super chat of the day. You're my guy. You're my guy. And yes, Smitty, trade Mahomes for Bateman and Josh Allen. I take Josh Allen. He's a league winner. I love Mahomes, but Josh Allen's just whole different monster. Should I trade Lamb, Etienne, and J-Rob away for Higgins? No, that's way too much. You're taking my trade J-Rob at all costs a little too far there. Lamb and Etienne for Higgins. Oh, Fournette. I'm sorry, Fournette. I didn't see that right there. I'm sorry. I thought that was a period. Lamb, Etienne, and J-Rob away for Higgins and Fournette. And Rashad White. Maybe, bro. Guys, can we get... that was on me. I read that one wrong. That was me. Can we get a vote here? Wait, did I get gifted a sub? Who's gifting subs here? Who's gifting subs? Russian Collusion's dropping 10 gifted subs.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Russian Collusion is doing it again, people. He's doing it again. Russian Collusion gifted subs to... Look, it looks like Jerry got one. Jerry got one. AGZ got one. Vanes got one. Yes, sir. Got one. Jordan got one. John SP. Mystique got one. Red Solo Cup got one. Joe C. and Ben Castro. And, yeah. So, Russian Collusion to the moon. Appreciate you, Russian.
To the moon.
Doing that. What a fantastic dude. You guys now have the extra emojis. You have the ability on Sunday morning, the last half hour leading into kickoff. I answer only YouTube exclusive members questions. So get in there on Sunday morning if you were gifted that sub. Higgins side, do it. Higgins side, do it. Yeah, I agree. I try and flip Fournette though. As mentioned on the buy low, sell high, I'm trying to sell Fournette away and acquire some of these guys, especially the ones that have already had the bye week. So I Smitty approved this trade, but I do trade Fournette on the high. I'm not excited about it because I hate trading away ETN, you know, but Fournette is playing good enough to get rid of. If you're going to keep Fournette, I say don't do it. It's not that I don't like the way Fournette's playing, but I think ETN's going to be on the rise. So I don't like that trade unless you're trading Fournette away. Traded Lamb for Walker. I have Adams, D-Hop, and Lockett. D-Hop and Lockett. Lamb for Walker. I Smitty approved that.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I like that. I like that trade, bro. This one's from Hero. Hero said, team is Hurts, Chase, Tyreek Hill, Swift, Everett, Hurst, Amon-Ra, Pollard, Pacheco, Rashad White. Just traded Jeff Wilson for Taysom. I think you could have got more. I know Jeff Wilson's on borrowed time, but he's playing well enough that you could have maybe got a lot more. Plus, Taysom Hill's getting cut left and right. So I'm going to say, Hero, that this isn't like disapproved, but you definitely, I think, gave up more than you needed to. But I do like Taysom Hill. I don't want you to think I don't like Taysom Hill. Everybody's jumping ship on Taysom Hill. Everybody's giving up on him. I just think maybe you could have got him for free. So I don't know that trade was great, but I think you know, it could work out for you still, but you definitely overpaid because you didn't need to get him for that. Hang on to Tyreek, and the reason why too, bro, is if you couple Wilson together with like let's say I don't know, your team's good though. Hurts, Chase, Tyreek, Hall, Swift, you're fine. You're fine. I would have used Jeff Wilson to get Jamal Williams in something. If you don't have Jamal, maybe you've got Jamal. I would have used on this buy low list. You could have sold Jeff Wilson for maybe DK, you know, and Olave, you know, you could maybe have sold Jeff Wilson before he got closer and closer to being back into his old role, or maybe not. Maybe he hangs on to the job. Jeff Wilson was kind of valuable to trade away. So I probably just would have done something different. Hang on to Tyreek. At this point, yeah, unless you can trade Tyreek away for an Adams who's already had a bye week. Again, reference this list right here, man. Do I trade Tyreek away for St. Brown, who's bye week free going forward? Yes, I do.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Do I trade away Tyreek Hill for a Davante Adams who's bye week free going forward?
You've just been Smitty approved.
Yes, I do. That's how you get rid of Tyreek, and that's the only way you get rid of Tyreek, my guy. A $20 hauler gets immediate
Mashed potatoes!
immediate attention. My guy says, Smitty, how are we doing? We're doing great, Cody. Appreciate your $20 hauler. I step in and answer $20 haulers immediately. Just immediately. And I mean, like after that intro's done and everything. Immediately. Jump straight to the front of the line. I messed up yesterday typing my team. 5-1, full PPR, 12-man. Rodgers, Fournette, Swift, ETN, JJ, Chase, St. Brown. Look at those wide receivers. Holy smokes, bro. You think JT will be as involved as Fournette in the passing game? JT's going to be fine, bro. I'd trade Fournette for JT straight up in a heartbeat. I'd give up, more on top of that. I'd give up a Lockett. Throw Juju, Lockett, and Fournette all together for JT and smash that accept button. I think that's what you're asking me, is should you trade Fournette for JT? Absolutely go get JT. Unless JT's already on your team. I don't think he is based on the way you listed it. Go get him. Cody, if there's another follow-up to this, please let me know. But that is an absolute smash, my guy. Go get it done. Go get it done. Go get it done. My ETN Geno for JT. Smash.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Got him.
I mean, that would be the definition of a got him trade. My ETN and Geno for JT. And I love ETN, but that's a total smash, bro. Like, not even close. Traded Gabe Davis and Singletary for Lamb. Gabe Davis and Singletary for Lamb. So, it's a dub in one sense, bro, but as I described in my buy low, sell high video, I'm very much in the business of trading Lamb away for Gabe Davis and something better than Singletary. So I don't mind what you did, but I was telling people earlier, Lamb for Gabe Davis, and then you get an additional component or player like a Stevenson or something like that. And sometimes you can't get that done. I get it, but that's where my mind goes. I'm selling Lamb high. I don't hate Lamb. I love Lamb. Lamb was a moon man. And let me just again say that our Moon Men list is looking really good right now.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Space Moon says.
I mean, this list looks really good right now. These guys are coming around. I'm not taking Lamb off the Moon Man list. I just want you to know I'm not like upset at Lamb. Lamb Chops is still an amazing player. Dak coming back, what's that do to the chemistry of everything, and the Cowboys struggle to find their way again? Like, does it just end badly? Like, I just worry a little bit about Lamb. I'm not selling him low. He's on the Moon Men list. Okay, let me play it again.
The Moon Men.
I just want people to know.
Dropping loads in outer space.
This list looks so good right now. We had some worries in
Space
week one.
Monsters.
We were worried in week one. Let's admit it. We're a little bit worried in week one. This thing's looking amazing. This thing's looking phenomenal. Imagine if Pollard and White rise up. Imagine if Khalil Herbert down at the bottom. Monty goes out for the season. Not wishing injury upon him, but Khalil Herbert to the moon. Schultz has been a total bust in the bottom corner, but maybe he turns it around. I don't know. But this list looks phenomenal, and I love Lamb on it. Lamb is a good wide receiver. I just for some reason feel like you can get rid of him and get good return. So that's it. It's not that you made a bad move. It's not that I don't like what you did. This right here is from the OJ. Trade away Mixon for ETN and Lamb Waddle. And if you're super chatting right now, I'm not missing your super chat. I'm just going through them real quickly, so hang tight. Trade away Mixon for ETN and Lamb. Trade away Mixon for ETN, not enough. Mixon's worth more. And I like ETN, but ETN's not there yet. Don't be trading away for a what if. You gotta play the fair market value game properly. Lamb and Waddle. Let's see. Trade Mixon for ETN and Lamb Waddle. Trade Mixon for ETN and Lamb or Waddle. That's what you're saying. So you can get ETN and Lamb or ETN and Waddle for Mixon?
You've just been Smitty approved.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I have Sutton starting right now, and I want to change that. Yeah, I would sell Sutton high. Sutton should be on the sell list, but I just don't know that you're going to get anything for him. So let's put Sutton on the sell list for sure. So Sutton, he's just he's not reliable, and he's scoring so well. He's definitely on the sell list. Yeah. So if I'm reading this right, OJ, Mixon for ETN and Lamb, or Mixon for ETN and Waddle. Who do you guys prefer, Waddle or Lamb? Waddle or Lamb? Let OJ know so he has groupthink on this one, so he can make the right decision on which one to request. But probably do either one. ETN with a wide receiver like that, that's fantastic. Overcome with another super chat. CMC gets traded. We're picking up Foreman or Hubbard. Probably Foreman. Appreciate your super chat, Overcome. I don't know that they're going to be viable, but we'll see. They're definitely worth grabbing. And you could be preemptive if you're struggling at running back and take Foreman. Foreman's probably the guy. Keep in mind, Foreman's an Achilles tear recovery guy, but it took him forever to get back. Super chat from Mark. Mark, I'll try and find your super chat later. I don't think you attached anything to it. I'll try and look for a corresponding comment later. Remind me if you don't see me looking for it. Is Evans, Aaron Jones, and Dillon for Adams too much? Evans, Aaron Jones, and Dillon. Evans, Aaron Jones, and Dillon for Adams. Too much. You're giving away Aaron Jones. I realize you're mad at Aaron Jones. I don't blame you. And in some context, you know what? This is going to probably make people cringe. But in some context, I'm buying Aaron Jones. If you're in a bind at running back, he's a fantastic go-get player. I'm going to put him right here because you can get him at pricing I just showed you on the screen right here. He's just free. Like Adams over Evans, sure. But Evans is, could vie for value close to Adams. He could. And you're getting Aaron Jones for free, this other owner. I'm going to say no on this. Don't send Evans, Aaron Jones, and Dillon for Adams away. If you're getting Evans, Aaron Jones, and Dillon. Smitty approve it, but the way I'm reading this is Evans, Aaron Jones, and Adams for, or Dillon for Adams too much. Yes. Don't like that one. Thank you, Overcome, for the super chat. You are the man. Appreciate you. Okay, that's the same one. Let me see if I can find Mark Stewart's comment real quick. Mark Stewart. Trade Kamara, Kyler for Tyreek, Aaron Rodgers. Kamara, Kyler. No, I take Kamara, Kyler, I suppose. That's tough, though. Kamara, Kyler for Tyreek and A-Rod. Yeah, probably going Kamara, Kyler. But it's close, bro. I mean, you could argue it. I mean, you could argue that Aaron Rodgers will bounce back or something like that. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Do I start Tua for my Allen on a bye or start T-Law? I start T-Law until we know what's what with Tua. Flex, CMC, JT, Swift, Pierce. One flex. Wait a minute. 2 running back, 1 flex. Okay. CMC, JT, and Swift. Jeez. Jeez, bro. What's going on with that? Let's see. Let me pull up the bye weeks. Put those on screen so we can take a gander at those. God, whenever I see a picture of Breece Hall right now, I just get so excited about what's to come. Like every time. Does anybody else feel that way when you see that 20 and that jet uniform and you're like, you just see a replay or a photo of the dude and it's just like you just get all excited and you just can't wait for what's to come. Breece Hall is going to be absolute fire. And I'm just here for it. I'm here for it. Okay, so here are the bye weeks just for reference for everybody. No, those are last week's. Week number 7. Here they are. So these are the bye weeks for week number 7 on screen for everybody's reference. And my own, actually, too. Okay, so I'm going T-Law. And then the other question was CMC, JT, Swift, and Dameon Pierce. You kind of got to make a trade. If it's me, I'm maybe exploring trading CMC for a wide receiver, or some kind of tight, like Andrews and wide receiver package if your tight end is lacking or something like that. You got bye weeks coming up, but you have 2 of your players already had a bye, so you might be able to afford. Maybe you trade CMC for Adams, who's had a bye, and you get something else in return, maybe too. Maybe you get St. Brown and something nice on top of it for a CMC, and then you go in with Swift bye week free, Pierce bye week free, St. Brown bye week free, and you accumulate all these points that you wouldn't have had. Wallace, I'd maybe look at that, but I'd probably start. To answer the question, ultimately, I would start T-Law. Bro. $10 holler.
To the moon.
$20 get a standing ovation and immediate attention. $10 hollers get a moonshot. What's up, Smitty? What's a winning offer for Burrow? 12-team, half PPR, QB, Geno, Russ. I don't think I trade Burrow, but like if someone comes to me and says, I'll give you, if we go back to our buy low list, I guess, someone was to give me, if you had to start Geno as your quarterback and someone wanted Burrow, I mean, they give me a St. Brown, I'd probably do it. They give me a Dameon Pierce, I would do it. They give me a potential, they're not going to give me Adams, but if I could get Adams and give up something small, I'd do it. If I could get Swift and give up something small, I would do that for Burrow. Higgins, I don't even know. I mean, like, it depends. I like Higgins, but I think I like Burrow in my lineup, bro. Gabe Davis, probably wouldn't even necessarily trade Burrow straight up for Gabe Davis because, it would be something to think about, but it's going to take something significant, like I just named off. You got Gabe Davis already, Walker, ETN. I mean, look, your team's really good. You've got, for Burrow. I'm sorry. Yeah, you want to acquire Burrow. I'm sorry. Sometimes I read these backwards because I'm trying to figure out your situation. And sometimes you guys write them backwards, and I assume it's backwards, or I say. So Burrow, I guess to trade for him, well, I mean, I just told you I wouldn't take Gabe Davis for Burrow. You could offer Gabe Davis for Burrow. You could offer ETN for Burrow. You've got 3 really good running backs. I'd almost rather you trade ETN for Burrow, even though I love ETN, than to break up that wide receiver room. You want Burrow. I'm sorry. No, Link, that was my fault. I read it wrong. You didn't write it wrong. That was me. Take a lap, me.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
My
Take
brain
a lap.
gets
Take a lap.
like mashed potatoes, Mashed potatoes. I get mashed potato brain after about 2 hours of reading things sometimes, so my fault. That's my fault. Yeah, I mean, Gabe Davis or ETN straight up potentially. It's just going to be hard. The owner's not going to want to sell him very cheaply, man. And I don't like you destroying the team, but I certainly would take Burrow, I believe, over ETN, even though I love ETN. He's on the graphic here. He's on the graphic. We love buying ETN. And did we have ETN on the buy low list? Did we even talk about ETN over here? We didn't talk about ETN over here. I had him on the graphic, and we didn't even get to it. Look, ETN is a fantastic buy low. I would sell him in the right context, but I'm more so wanting to buy him than sell him, because ETN is, in my opinion, on the verge of becoming where Walker and Pierce kind of are. Like, he's got that potential, and I think if you don't take advantage of it, that color just does not look even remotely close to the... I was trying to just like eyeball the Jaguar color, and I completely botched it. That's not even, whatever. So ETN he's a top 10 to 12 potential running back. He's not there yet, and people need to be careful not to buy him, take what I'm saying out of context, and go buy him at anywhere remotely close to top 8 to 10 running back value, because you don't have to. But ETN can get there. ETN's phenomenal. ETN's fantastic. ETN is a great running back that has got PPR upside to the rafters if they want to use him properly. He's got the rapport with his old college quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is coming into his own. The Jaguars are pretty good. They're a pretty good football team, and I think they even maybe win a tough matchup this week, and this ETN's going to be a big part of why. This guy's all over the field. Had he got that hasty touchdown run instead of Hasty getting it, because there was a wide open lane, anybody could have run that. ETN would have been Kenneth Walker equivalent walking into week number 7. Understand what I'm saying? He's not, because he didn't have that touchdown run, and he had a good game, but not an amazing game. But he looked great. He was all over the field. But had ETN got that carry that Hasty got, that long touchdown, wide open, my grandma could have run, touchdown run, ETN would be in the Kenneth Walker conversation right now. Right now. That's how quick people are to move and react. That's how reactive the world is. ETN would be a top 10 running back right this second. Not maybe, could be, perspective, would be right this second had he gotten that hasty touchdown rumble. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. So guess what? ETN's now a good buy low still. And I'm going to put him on the buy low list. He should have been on here. This is on me. I should have had him on here. My fault. Take a lap, me.
Take a lap.
All right, so Hurts out this week. Best waiver QB. Matt Ryan, probably hero. I'd have to see a list, but I assume Matt Ryan's available. He probably is. And he had 3 TDs. JT's coming back. I like what's going on there. Pittman and him are back on a good level, as predicted. I traded Breece Hall and Dameon Pierce for Saquon Barkley and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I like it.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I like it and I don't like it. I mean, I love Dameon Pierce. I love Breece Hall. It's so hard for me to Smitty approve this trade, but I have to, because Barkley, whether you like Hall or not, Barkley's like 1 or 2. Breece Hall is 1, 2, or 3 or 4, but like probably below Barkley right now. If everyone was to throw out a consensus ranking, Barkley's getting ranked ahead of Breece Hall. But some people are going to come out and say, I like Breece Hall quietly better. You're not crazy to like Breece Hall as the number 1 overall player going forward. You're just not. You're not crazy to like him there. I quietly do. I quietly like Breece Hall as the number 1 running back right now. I do. In Dynasty, I for sure do. Dynasty, I'm not even being quiet about it. But in redraft, it's like in crafty fashion. You got to be smart about it. You can't rank them there. You can't trade for them there. It's all about getting more value. But when you're getting Barkley, you're getting St. Brown. You've got the bye week swaps going there. Pierce on a bye, St. Brown on a bye. That's even. Barkley versus, you got to take it. It's a good trade. I hate trading away Breece Hall, but that's a win. It's a win. It's a win. It sucks, but it's a win. Sorry, meant Smitty, says Ernest. I don't know what we're talking about there. Overcome with a super chat. Melvin Gordon, the third droppable. I mean, with Russell Wilson now potentially out some time, maybe not. Maybe he gains some value back and you could trade him. It depends on the ad, bro. It depends on what you can add him for. Any way to trade advice, screenshot a picture. V-San not in here. If you're in one of the Instagram chat groups, the voice message groups, you could potentially do it there and let me know what group you're in. Again, Timothy with the super chat, the $20 hauler. Appreciate this question from Timothy, the super chat, $20 hauler. You're the man. Slayer, my DK and ETN for Adams. Smash it. As much as I love ETN, as much as I love DK, I take Davante Adams coming off the bye week. Phenomenal move in general. I mean, it's always going to be risky trading 2 players for 1 because the 1 player could go down and you got nothing, but it's a good risk. 8-team league, 2 and 4. Lineup is Burrow, JT, Pierce, CeeDee, Higgins, and Njoku, Zeke, benches, Hines, J-Rob, Sutton, Pitts. Thoughts? I'm taking Sutton. It's going to be hard to trade him now. But Sutton and CeeDee, Sutton and Higgins, Sutton and I'm keeping JT, I'm keeping Pierce, I'm keeping Burrow. So it really is about those wide receivers. Sutton and CeeDee for a slight wide receiver upgrade. An Adams type who's already had the bye. A St. Brown, CeeDee and Sutton for St. Brown. Higgins and Sutton for St. Brown. Higgins and Sutton for Debo. Just little moves like that probably, Pacheco, is what I would look to do. I don't really want you trading those RBs. They're just not going to get you what you deserve. If JT gains a whole lot of value later, you might have to look into dividing and conquering. But I like the team. It's good enough right now. Hello, Smitty. What do you think? CMC for JT and Kittle. I like JT quietly better than CMC. You deserve something back. I don't know how I value Kittle. I would try and get something more because fair market value commands that you do. As much as I like JT, as much or equal or more than CMC, doesn't matter. Fair market value commands you get more. Kittle is not necessarily that piece. He's okay, but he's not guaranteed anything. I don't mind this. If you have to do it, I'm not going to tell you it's Smitty disapproved, but I would like you to maybe get something a little bit better than Kittle if you can. Like a Gabe Davis would be phenomenal or something like that. Will be laughed at offering J-Rob for St. Brown. Probably overcome, but it's worth getting laughed at to try and attempt to do it if you think this owner might be, I throw something else in. Like, rather than send him J-Rob and then him say no and get in the business of saying no, and then you offer him something better and he's like, I'm saying no. I'm currently in the no mode. There's something to that psychologically. If someone's in the business of saying no, it's a lot easier to say no again. So maybe don't lowball and just kind of raise the stakes a little bit. Like, give him J-Rob and something for St. Brown. Give him a wide receiver so he feels like he's getting something back. Otherwise, you might ruin the opportunity that could potentially be there in terms of vulnerability with this owner. Cheeseburger dropping a $10 hauler, getting a moonshot.
To the moon.
Cheeseburger, appreciate you, my guy. Cheeseburger says, best fantasy show on the net. Actually, we're giving him a standing. Mashed potatoes! Thank you, Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger is becoming a quick study here. Like, he came in kind of out of nowhere and is making a name for himself here in the chat. Evans, Kirk, Lazard, Gabe on a bye. Keenan, Allen, IR, JT, Dylan, B-Rob, D-Jackson, Rashad White. Look at him picking up D-Jax already. He's like, we'll see what happens with that. I'm not saying that won't work out, but D-Jax. Rashad White, would you drop Dion to get Keenan Allen in the lineup, or am I holding him through the week? I mean, I'd probably hold him, man. I'd rather get rid of, let's see here, a D Jackson. I'm cutting D Jackson to retain Dion, bro. Not even a question. Appreciate you for the super chat. Dion's way more valuable than D Jackson, in my opinion. D Jackson can never stay healthy, number one. Would you package Kamara and like a Davante Smith for Adams? I would. With the bye week out of the way, you're hearing me say that over and over and over and over, but it's important to beat a dead horse on this topic. What do we do with Aaron Jones? You hold him. You either trade for him on the cheap or you hold him. Plain and simple. We got an immediate interruption. $20 hauler. $20 hauler. Immediate interruption. This one is from Star. Star, appreciate you.
Mashed potatoes!
Star with a $20. QB, Stafford, Lawrence, Fields, Barkley, JT, ETN. Love the running backs, bro. Wide receivers are Cup, Adams, Tyreek. What is this, a 4-man league? Cup, Adams, Tyreek, St. Brown, Godwin, Goddard, Taysom Hill, Philly D. 10-team league. Super flex. Well, yeah, your quarterbacks are a little iffy that you you stockpiled. Okay, so 10-team league super flex. It makes sense why you may have, caught people sleeping all over the place at the running back and wide receiver position. You just completely lambasted everybody, bro, at the running back and wide receiver positions. Just completely blasted everybody. I would love to know what your record is. Is this working for you? Because Stafford, Lawrence, and Fields have been Lawrence has been good. You've been getting killed a little bit at quarterback. I'm curious to know what you did here, how you're doing. How is this team doing in a super flex? Can you tell me, Star, what your record is? I'm very curious to know what this kind of ensemble right here is doing with this. Who is D Jackson? Deshaun Jackson. This is tough. I will say don't cut Stafford. If he rebounds, he'll be a good piece for you. And I know everyone's quick to say he can't rebound, but if he does, look, Kupp is going to continue to deliver, which means that in part we're going to have to have Stafford do a little bit better, right? Smitty, I did have a follow-up. Cody, put a couple red question mark emojis and drop your question. I have Jeff Wilson for Pittman before week 6. Nice job. 199 super chats get no love anymore. WTP Niner says, I don't. That's not true. You probably dropped a super chat I haven't got to yet, bro. I get to every super chat. Mike Evans and Montgomery for JT. Absolutely smashed that. Listen to you and bought low on numerous players. Cost me Mahomes though. Currently 5-1. Why did it cost you Mahomes? How did I cost you Mahomes? I like Mahomes. I didn't cost you Mahomes, but I appreciate you. Smitty traded Zach Wilson and Eckler for Herbert and T. Higgins. Zach Wilson and Eckler for Herbert and T. Higgins. I don't know that I like that trade. I kind of like because Herbert's struggling. Like if Herbert gets back to form, I guess I could like that. Yeah, but right now I'm really liking the Eckler side. It was a $10 hauler follow-up question. Okay, if I probably haven't got to it yet, so I'll look for it. Is Star here? Where's Star at? Star, can you clarify for me what your record is? I'm really wanting to know what this team's doing. This is important for everybody right now. This is good. This is good information. What did Star say? Listen to you and bought low on numerous players cost me. Okay. I got you, Star. Star, what's your record? Oh, you're not saying I cost you Mahomes. You're just saying you had to skip Mahomes to get some of these guys. Okay, I get you. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying that I cost you Mahomes. I was like, I like Mahomes. Star, what's your record? 5-1. You said 5-1. So you can survive. Like you can survive going dirt cheap. Sorry, Star. I'm a little confused with all the super chats sometimes and questions. So sometimes I don't know what I'm saying. My bad. This is crazy. This is a crazy team. You're 5-1. I stay the course. Like I would definitely try and trade Godwin and Goddard and then roll light with Taysom Hill. Everybody's going to freak out about Taysom Hill. Goddard and Godwin to upgrade one of your quarterbacks. Go after Herbert right now. People are low on Herbert. He's playing bad. Try and trade a Fields or a Lawrence for Herbert and give up Goddard, give up Godwin. Your team's fire. Your running backs are great. Stevenson potentially for a QB upgrade. Would I take Herbert for Stevenson? Absolutely. Stevenson and one of your quarterbacks for Herbert, and he's worth it, bro. This team is 5-1 for a reason. It's a phenomenal job. You did a great job building that team. That is a crazy, epic squad, my guy. Everyone's saying that I haven't got to their super chat yet. We had an hour show where the super chats first come, first serve get answered in order. And we did an hour show before I started reading them. So that's why you're behind. It's not that I'm not giving the $1.99 super chats any love or anything like that. Would you trade Kelsey for Pitts and JT? I would take Pitts and JT for Kelsey personally. I would do that. For sure. Rest of the season, McCaffrey or Breece Hall. Give me Breece Hall quietly, which means that you need to, get more if you're doing some sort of trade. Also, would you do Mixon for St. Brown and Dillon? I'd take St. Brown over Mixon straight up. Mixon for CeeDee. I like CeeDee and Mixon about the same, but that other one, yeah. Thank you, Riley. Appreciate you. DPP. Big fan of your work. Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm a big fan of you being a big fan of my work, my guy. Just gave up Dalvin and Henderson for JT. I'm telling you, JT is a fantastic buy low right now. I'm all about it. $4.99 by Vega. Vega says, what can I offer for Amon-Ra, Pittman, Swift, JT? My team is Allen, JJ, Evans, Waddle, Kamara, Pierce, ETN, Everett, London, Woods, Dobbs. Kamara for Pittman would be fantastic if you could get Swift and Pittman together. I'm not sure if they're on the same team. I like Amon-Ra for Amon-Ra and something for Kamara. I don't know if these are all on the same team. I doubt they are. JT for Kamara straight up. I take JT. I try and keep Pierce because he's had that bye week. I keep Allen if I can. I keep JJ. Evans for St. Brown and something. Evans for JT. I do straight up. Those are all things I would look at. $20 hauler from Kamara for Pierce or Walker. I'd probably say Kamara can get you more than one of those individually, but I like the idea of going in that direction. $20 hauler, immediate attention goes to Big Teach. Big Teach.
Mashed potatoes!
Big Teach. Thank you, Big Teach. Appreciate your $20 hauler, broski. I mean, come on. I need help. Justin Herbert, Jamal Williams, Kareem Hunt, Diggs, Pittman, Stevenson, Dillon, Pollard, Rashad White, Garrett Wilson. Yeah, that is rough. Rough running backs. That's a rough running back room. Diggs, Pittman, Stevenson. Well, first of all, get Stevenson into your lineup, broski. Jamal Williams isn't, a starter. So I don't know if you're just listing him that way, but you said bench. On your bench, you have Stevenson, so get Stevenson in your lineup. You're going to have to divide, bro. You're going to have to divide, unfortunately. Herbert's not tradable. That would have been a good piece had he, delivered. But he still could bounce back. Don't lose the faith on Herbert, but you can't trade him high. Pittman, I love. Maybe you sell Pittman high. You might have to. Maybe you go after a running back. So the tradable pieces here are Diggs, Stevenson, and Pittman. And if we go over to the buy list, Pittman, Stevenson, and Diggs. What can you get? St. Brown and something for Diggs, and then get that bye week. Swift, potentially for Diggs, and get something else. Swift and Olave. Swift and Gabe Davis. DK and Pierce type for a Diggs is something. You're going to have to get two players. Aaron Jones would be a good gamble for you. And maybe you can even get him in an additional fashion that has nothing to do with trading Diggs. Maybe you can trade. I definitely want you getting Swift. Do you have Swift anywhere? No. Okay. I definitely want you trading for Aaron Jones if you can. I just don't know if you're going to be able to do that using like Kareem Hunt and something. Like, people are almost dropping Aaron Jones. He's very cheap. If you could go to the Aaron Jones owner and say, I'll give you Stevenson for Aaron Jones and then even get something back, you know, then I'm looking to do that. But you need to get 2 for your 1. You have to make some moves. There's no way this team's going to hang. Diggs can get you an Aaron Jones and Higgins. Go to the Higgins owner, go to the Aaron Jones owner, go to the Swift owner, go to the St. Brown owner, go to the Dameon Pierce owner, get those extra games, you know, from not having a bye week with those players. Try and turn Diggs into one of those players with an additional player. You need 2 massive pieces going forward with Diggs. And then do one trade at a time. Work on that first and foremost. Mike Powers with a $20 super chat. Nothing attached, but I'm going searching for Mike Powers' question. Here it is. And let's give him a standing ovation.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Mike Powers with a $20 hauler. DK for Gabe Davis. I'd rather have Gabe Davis, believe it or not. I do wonder. And yes, sir, says about a DK side slightly. I'd probably rather have Gabe Davis, but part of me wonders if you're going to get a little bit more with that, you know, because I think DK probably has more trade value, I would imagine, right? So I feel like you can maybe get something with that. Not for sure, not certain on it, but I feel like you probably could. Next super chat is from Vamp. Vamp, sorry about the wait, broski. Is Geno, Madison, and Pollard enough for Hurts? Probably not, bro. Definitely try. A boy can dream. He has Dalvin Cook. Would Kenneth Walker instead of Pollard be too much? I don't. So you want Hurts, and you're gonna maybe give up Kenneth Walker? Yeah, I don't think I give up Kenneth Walker for Hurts. I'd rather have Geno and Kenneth Walker than have Jalen Hurts. Yeah, that's a whole different. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. But I would do the other one. But I'm definitely not giving up Kenny Walker. I feel like Kenny Walker to the moon, my guy. CeeDee or Amon-Ra. This one's from Penny. CeeDee or Amon-Ra, wide receiver 2. Kenny Walker is your flex. Give me Amon-Ra. I like Amon-Ra. Bye week out of the way, as I've been preaching all show long. I like Amon-Ra better than CeeDee Lamb. I don't want to say a lot, but I kind of feel like I want to say a lot.
To the moon.
$10 super chat from DPP. 12-team half PPR just sent away Dalvin and Henderson for JT. Totally Smitty approved. In fact, honestly, Dalvin Cook worries me so much.
Got him.
Love it, DPP. Running back room is now JT, Brees, Mixon, wide receivers, Diggs, Olave. Absolutely phenomenal day at the office, DP. Phenomenal day at the office. Did Bryson again? Bryson, thank you for your super chat, my guy. Sorry I mixed up what you were saying here. Or you mixed it up and then I mixed it up again and whatever. JT, congratulations again to the moon.
To the moon.
For dropping your $20 hauler. Thank you, Bryson. Appreciate you keeping the lights on here at the Fantasy Football Show. How can I make my team better? Kyler Evans, Amon-Ra, Kamara, Eckler, Aaron Jones. I love the team. Kyler Evans, Amon-Ra, Kamara, Eckler, Aaron Jones. I like it. I mean, you're not going to sell Aaron Jones high. You're just not going to. Ertz tradable? Maybe. So like maybe you trade an Ertz and Evans for an Adams who's at a bye already. That's something that I'm looking to do. Maybe I'm trading Kamara for a Breece Hall if I can get that done and throw in an Ertz, throw in a Davante Smith to get Breece Hall instead of Kamara. I'm getting that done. That's me. That's how I feel. I'm getting JT using Kamara and Davante, Kamara and Ertz. And you figure something else at tight end. I get it. You put yourself in a bind, but you're getting an upgrade. Give me JT over Kamara. That's where I'm headed. Keep Eckler. Keep Amon-Ra. Kyler up to Burrow using Davante Smith, I would probably do. Past that, you're good to go. That's a good team. Those are the options I would look at initially, and we'll take it from there. Appreciate your super chat. Drop Schultz for Tunyon. Yeah, at this point, probably. Unfortunately. But, keep an eye on Schultz. If we see him rebound with Dak or whatever, we'll have to kind of swing back around. Package Naji and A.J. Brown or Naji and Lamb for JT. I would go Naji and Lamb if you can make this decision. I don't love getting rid of A.J. Brown, but Naji and Lamb for JT. Try and get something little back if you can. But I'm going to say I desperately want to get out of the Naji game. So I'm going to say, but not with like a heavy, smash the button, got him. Because, if Naji bounces back and, Lamb could play as good potentially as JT. I doubt it, but I mean, it's possible. So it's not like it's the home run of all home runs. But I like the idea of getting JT on the cheap. Took your advice, sold Dobbins for Gabe Davis.
You've just been
King 25 code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo. Popo's been dispatched. King 25 out.
Got him.
The sorcerer of the day is Magic Man.
Hernandez took the advice, sold J.K. Dobbins for Gabe Davis. Currently the sorcerer of the day. We'll see if anybody else can knock him off, but that's a phenomenal move. I'm sick. Let's see. And Henderson. I'm sick to my stomach in Dynasty, but I'm in win now mode. Took your advice and sold J.K. Dobbins for Gabe Davis and Henderson. Why are you sick to your stomach? I took your advice and sold Dobbins for Gabe Davis and Henderson. I just gave you a got him. I'm sick to my stomach. Dynasty, but I'm in win now mode. Why are you sick to your stomach? I just gave you every arsenal of you got him, you smoked him, you made an amazing trade known demand, but you're sick to your stomach. Does anybody understand what's going on here? Am I reading this wrong? Am I reading this wrong? What am I missing here? Why is he sick to his stomach? He killed the trade. He's the sorcerer of the day so far.
The sorcerer of the day is
He got the got him. We got him that. I don't know what's going on. Does anybody understand what's going on? Am I reading this wrong? Speak up, Hernandez. What are we doing here? I wrote it wrong. How am I supposed to know that? Poor Hernandez. He traded, took your advice, sold Dobbins for Gabe Davis and Henderson. But if you took my advice was to get rid of Dobbins. What are you talking about? Rewrite this. Rewrite this, Hernandez. I'm confused as can be. But I appreciate your super chat, by the way. I traded Wentz and Khalil Herbert for D. Hopkins 3 weeks ago. Nice job. Nice job, broski. Kimochi said this was a flex super chat. The GOAT Lamb. Appreciate you, Kim. I guess if you dropped one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Cody, appreciate your super chat, your $20 super chat earlier. You are the man, Cody. Appreciate you. Nuke says giving up Pittman and Naji for Swift and Kirk. I do that. As much as I love Pittman, I'm taking Swift and Kirk and I'm running. I like that. That's a nice way to get out of the Naji game. I'm okay with that. Overcome with another super chat. Thank you, Overcome. Lamb going to pop off with Dak though. He could, and that's why he's a moon man. You know, like I want to make it crystal clear. I still like Lamb. I just think he's a good sell. That's all. That's all. What is Hernandez saying? My bad, homie. I got Gabe Davis and Henderson for J.K. Dobbins based off your advice. The other part wasn't supposed to be there. So you just randomly wrote, I'm sick to my stomach. Well, I hope you feel better. and I'm glad you made that trade. Congrats. What are you sick about, though? We are concerned about you. So let us know. From Charles Robinson. I was offered JJ for Hall last night. I couldn't press the accept button fast enough. I was offered JJ for Hall last night. I couldn't accept the button. Okay, my team is 6-0 and I have Diggs and Kelsey. Yeah, I mean, as much as I love Hall, and Hall could be the 1.1 going forward. So, Robinson, I hate trading Hall, but even I would take JJ straight up over Breece Hall. But maybe that changes, though, in like the coming weeks. We don't know. But, of course, you could do that right now with what we know right now. So, Smitty approved. I don't even want to hit the button, though, because I love Breece Hall that much. But yeah, I would probably take JJ, too. Jalen Hurts, Dameon Pierce, Ken Walker, Chase, A.J. Brown, Kyle Pitts, bench, Dobbs, Pickens, Taysom Hill. It's a good team. Lost Javonte. Any power move suggestions? I would probably say that, Hurts, let him have his bye and come back strong for you. Dameon Pierce already had his bye. Walker's going to blow up. Chase, A.J. Brown, Pitts. You don't have a lot of potential sell guys because everybody you have I want to keep. So I think you stand pat. I don't think there's anything for you to do. Sometimes there's no move to make. The only move I'd make is selling Hurts on the high to get like a Herbert and a Pierce type. You already have Pierce, but you know what I'm saying. If you could get, let's say, a St. Brown and Herbert for Jalen Hurts and Dobbs, I would punch that. So I will say, go try and trade on the ultra high Hurts for Herbert to get a St. Brown or something. Then I would be okay with that. That's the only move that I would make if I'm you. $10 hauler from Oscar.
To the moon.
Oscar to the moon. Appreciate you. Got Jalen Hurts, Higgins, JJ, Dillon, Pierce, Knox, DJ Moore, Godwin, Higbee, Carter. Very good team. Owner has St. Brown and Breece. He wants a running back. Okay, so you could potentially send him St. Brown and Breece. Okay, St. Brown and Breece. Could you even do a deal here? JJ. I mean, I'd trade JJ for St. Brown and Breece. I would take St. Brown and Breece Hall for JJ, and I know a lot of people probably want to vomit on the idea of trading JJ, but bro, you could use a move. I'm not gonna lie. I like Pierce, I like Higgins, I like Josh Allen and JJ, but you need something, bro. You get St. Brown and Breece Hall for JJ. I think that's a great move for you. But I don't know. Okay, looking to get JJ for JT and a St. Brown. So JJ for JT and St. Brown, and you give them back I don't even want you giving somebody give DJ Moore. DJ Moore and JJ for JT and St. Brown. Go punch that. Either one of those, my guy, would get it done. Nice job. If you get that done, let me know. Eckler for Swift and A.J. Brown. Eckler for Swift and A.J. Brown. Punch it on the A.J. Brown Swift side. I like that. That's really good. That's a really good way to trade Austin Eckler. I don't like trading Austin Eckler, but that's the way that I do it. That's the way that I get it done. I do it live. Let's go. Flathead Certified says, should I trade away Jamar Chase and Rashad Stevenson? Jamar Chase and Stevenson. Should I trade away Stevenson for St. Brown and Miles Sanders? Why would you trade Jamar Chase and I think you mean Ramondre Stevenson instead of Rashad. I just don't know if that's like Rashad White or something. But either way, I'm not trading Jamar Chase away, especially if that is Ramondre Stevenson for St. Brown, Miles Sanders. I don't think I'm doing that. I'd rather have Jamar Chase and Stevenson over St. Brown and Miles Sanders. But if that's like Rashad White, then I'd probably rather have Sanders and St. Brown. But I'm not trading Chase and Stevenson. I like the extra bye week. Sanders is appealing right now, but I'm taking Stevenson and Jamar. I'm not doing it. Appreciate your super chat. It's close enough to it's not crazy. Daniel says 10-man full PPR. I have Herbert, Dalvin, JT, Davante Adams, Mike Evans, DK, Pittman, Renfro, Naji, Kittle, B-Rob. What trade should I make? Wow. JT, keep him. Davante, keep him. He's bye week free going forward. Mike Evans, I potentially look to deal. DK, Pittman, I like your team. Naji, I trade Najee Harris away any chance I get. Dalvin Cook, I'm trading away any chance I get. I'm trying to go get me a Dameon Pierce using Dalvin. Maybe you get more. So let's take Naji, Mike Evans, and Dalvin and go over to the bye list. Dalvin, Naji, and Evan. And did I say Evans? Dalvin. So JT. Do you have JT? Did I just read you have JT already? Okay, so Adams and JT, keep them. So Dalvin Cook, Mike Evans, and Naji. Dalvin Cook, Mike Evans, Naji. Dalvin Cook, Mike Evans, Naji. Dalvin Cook for Adams. Dalvin Cook for Swift. Dalvin Cook for St. Brown. Dalvin Cook for, I'm sorry if you own one of these guys. I'm not looking at your team right now. Dalvin Cook for Pierce and something, like a Pierce and Gabe Davis. Mike Evans for St. Brown, who's already had the bye. Mike Evans for Adams, and you give up something a little more. Najee Harris, I would take Aaron Jones and something over Najee, to be honest with you. I would take St. Brown over Najee in a heartbeat and give up more if I had to. I'd probably take Higgins straight up for Najee Harris if I had to. Those are some of the ideas I have for you, my boy, Daniel. Appreciate you. James with a super chat. Waddle for Lamb, Kyler Murray, and Williams. Oh, IDP. I was like, oh, yeah, IDP. Waddle, Lamb, Kyler. Waddle for Lamb, Kyler. Probably say give me the Lamb, Kyler side by quite a bit, bro. Are you sure there's not a missing piece on the Waddle side? Because, I mean, Lamb and Kyler alone, without any IDP help at all, is probably outweighing Waddle. So Waddle's not that much more valuable than Lamb. I'd probably rather have Waddle, but you're talking about Kyler Murray, and then you're throwing in IDP players to boot. Easy call. Should I have traded Lamb for Swift over Walker? I think it's arguable. Walker and Swift, it's going to be TBA. The fact that Swift has already had his bye week, he has an advantage there. He's a little more injury prone. I believe Walker could be a top 5 running back. I think everybody's quick to say Hall is the top guy of the two, and I obviously love that idea. Breece Hall's been my dude. But I think Walker and Hall can both have cups of coffee with the top 5 all year long at running back. So I don't dislike the Walker side at all. Swift might have a little more value. So I won't say that you should have done one or the other. I like Walker and I like Swift about the same. Swift has more upside but more risk. Walker's a little more steady with still a lot of upside that could become more upside. He could have potentially more upside in a week or so. Michael traded Aaron Jones and Kirk for Walker and Debo. Aaron Jones and Kirk for Walker and Debo.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Got him.
That's good, bro. Walker and Debo. In fact, I'm sorry, but you better get out of here.
King 25, code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo. Popo's been dispatched. King 25 out.
You got a little bit of a head start, buddy. You better get going. They're coming for you. That's a good trade, bro. Dang, man. Hold up, 5. It says looking to trade Joe Burrows. You got 2 of them? Joe Burrows for Justin Jefferson. I love when people add pluralize players. Joe Burrows, Debo Samuels, Taco Bells. You gonna get Taco Bells later? Joe Burrow, Jefferson. Looking to trade Joe Burrow, Jefferson, Aaron Jones, Olave. Trade for Prescott, Hopkins, Adams, Jacobs. No. Let's break it down. Burrow, Prescott, give me Burrow all day. Jefferson over everybody on that side of the fence. You know, he's the best player in the deal. Over Adams by quite a bit. So Burrow over Dak by a mile. JJ over Adams by a significant amount. Not a mile, but a significant amount. Aaron Jones and Olave over Jacobs. Even Jacobs playing well. Give me Olave and the idea of Aaron Jones bouncing back over Jacobs. I think you lose every single, turn of this. Hopkins, I guess you say Hopkins and Jacobs versus Olave and Aaron Jones. Maybe that part's a potential wash, I suppose. Jacobs and Hopkins for Olave, Jones. Maybe even, I say most people would rather have Hopkins than Jacobs, okay? Definitely. So strike that. Most people would rather have Hopkins than Jacobs. But Olave's so good and undervalued. He carries more weight on that 2-for-2 analysis of just that angle of the trade than I think people are going to give him credit for. Aaron Jones could bounce back. I don't care about Jacobs and Hopkins over Aaron Jones and Olave if it costs me Burrow and Jefferson over Dak and Adams. So I'm going to Smitty just... But it's not like a crazy, you did this trade, I make you take a lap. It's just, that's my preference breaking it down. And appreciate you hold up for the super chat. Traded CMC, Kamara, J-Rob for Brees, JT, Kenny. Traded CMC, Kamara, J-Rob, Brees, JT, Kenny Walker. Give me Brees, Kenny, JT. But it's the other side's good, but give me that side all day long because you're getting Kenny Walker, baby. Give me Kenny Walker all day. We got a $20 super chat from Cody again. Dropping absolute straight fire on the screen.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Appreciate you, Cody, and pointing at you. Smitty, you're the best fantasy show out there.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
That's my guy. Cody's my guy. Can you answer my $10 follow-up before I go to work? Cody, absolutely. Poor guy. Cody, $10 follow-up. Asking you shall receive. Smitty, I'm thinking of trading Fournette for JT.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes! You've just been Smitty approved.
Got him.
You raise me up!
Woo! You know. Woo!
Yeah, bro. Think of trading Fournette for JT, but any other players you'd try to get at QB tight end. As you can see, I'm good at wide receiver. Bought low on Chase, Alma, Ross, Swift. No, bro, I like your team a lot. You're 5-1. You did a great job. Let me put your team back on screen here. This is that. Let's see here. Yeah, here's that team right here. Let me get rid of this in the background. I just want to refresh and make sure I'm not missing anybody. In my mind, I remember it. But Swift, ETN, JJ, Chase, St. Brown. Yeah, this was that team with the massive wide receivers. JJ, Chase, St. Brown, Pittman. I mean, phenomenal squad. Swift. You get JT using Fournette. Give away Lockett. Throw Lockett in for free. Give him Everett or Njoku. Most people are struggling at tight end, Cody. And you give him whoever he wants. You want Everett, you want Njoku, you choose. You want Juju or Lockett, I'll give you all of them. Just keep Pittman, keep St. Brown, keep Chase, keep JJ, keep ETN. Don't throw those guys in. Don't throw Swift in. But Fournette and Juju, Fournette and Lockett, Fournette and Njoku and Juju, Fournette and Lockett and Everett. Whatever combination of those other guys, give it to them. And you get that, Cody, you could literally go to work for the next few weeks and not return, and your team's just going to come back and your team's just going to be accumulating points. You don't have to do anything. You can set it on cruise control, autopilot. Your team is going to be fire. It already is fire. But absolutely phenomenal job with that squad, bro. Thank you for your super chat. Appreciate you. Unbelievable. Sold JT for Kelsey. I like both sides of that. Okay. Where are we at? Julian. 10-man league. Swift, Sanders, or Stevenson for Brissy. 10-man leagues. Swift, Sanders or Sanders, Stevenson. So Swift, Sanders, Stevenson. First of all, I like Swift and Sanders way more than Sanders and Stevenson. So if you're trading away and you get to pick, send Stevenson away, not Swift, for Brees and Etienne and Sutton. Yeah, so I'm not trading Sanders and Swift for Brees, Etienne, and Sutton. Although, yeah, I probably would, I guess. But I'm definitely sending Stevenson and Sanders away for Brees, Hall, and Etienne. Don't even put Sutton in if it complicates it. Give me Brees and Etienne over Sanders and Stevenson. Like, straight up. Julian, straight up. And if I have to take Sutton out, $10 hauler
To the moon.
from my guy William. With that epic avatar with Josh Allen. That looks sick. Josh Allen's the man. Lamar, Justin Jefferson, D-Hop, Dameon Pierce, Dre, Swift, Waller, Kirk, Hopkins coming back. Complete my lineup with Patterson and Eli on IR. Holden, but I am set, I think. Yeah, I mean, JJ, Hopkins, Lamar, Pierce, DeAndre Swift, Waller, Kirk. The only thing I'm looking to do, and maybe you already have it covered, is maybe get Jamal Williams somehow. And, you know, he'd be worth giving up Eli Mitchell straight up for him. You know, just to secure your running back room, to be honest. I mean, maybe I hold Eli Mitchell. Maybe I give Patterson or Mitchell to secure it. I don't know. Maybe that's giving up too much, but I definitely want to make sure you're covered there. Pierce and Swift, bye week free going forward. You get Jamal in there, it's safe. Kirk, Waller. You know, I'm looking. I guess I would be tempted to trade. Be tempted to trade Hopkins and like Kirk for like one better wide receiver if someone does have that kind of package out there. An example would be like a St. Brown if for any reason you could get that done. Some people are buying St. Brown on the cheap, bro, and he's also bye week free. So if Hopkins and Kirk could get you a St. Brown, I would add that to the mix. But yeah, you're correct. Your team is absolute fire. You're looking good. You're on cruise control. Let's go. My team is Wilson, Mixon, Swift, Hall, Dameon Pierce, Edmonds, Dillon, B. Rob, Hendy, Sutton, DK, JJ, MT, Kelsey. What should you do about Wilson? So your quarterback is Zach Wilson, I assume. You're saying you want to upgrade your quarterback. Sutton, Hendy, B. Rob are the players I'm willing to trade. Swift, Hall, Dameon Pierce, you're good at running back. You could potentially trade Mixon for, you know, a Jalen Hurts going on a bye, and the owner's like upset about that. Might need a running back. Might take Mixon and Wilson for Jalen Hurts, and I would do that if I'm in your shoes. Other than that, I'm trading B-Rob or Hendy or Sutton or MT and one of those guys to upgrade Wilson into a let's look at some wide receivers or quarterbacks. I mean, Herbert, I think you could get Herbert pretty cheap right now. Kyler, those are Tom Brady, maybe those would be guys I'd be using Sutton and MT for. Maybe B-Rob if you're going in the direction of Herbert. And I think Herbert's attainable. I think people are freaking out about Herbert right now. And I think you could probably pull that off. This is a $20 hauler. Did I not see this from Nagra? I'm sorry, Nagra. $20 hauler.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
That's been sitting there for a while. I'm sorry that slipped past me. 2 wide receivers, half PPR, Geno, Chase, Olave, Aaron Jones, Pierce, Andrews, and Sutton. Benches, Mostert, Kelly, J-Rob, Pickens, Mitchell. Just traded Aaron Jones, Andrews, and Sutton for Eckler and Hawkinson. Aaron Jones, Andrews, Sutton for Eckler, Hawkinson. Aaron Jones. If Aaron Jones doesn't bounce back and become a top 5 to 10 running back, which it's very, very good chance he's not going to, then I say that only to let you know that there's upside on the other end of this trade. Like Aaron Jones and Andrews, if someone was to acquire that using Eckler alone, I could say Andrews and Aaron Jones for Eckler could be arguable if you needed to divide Eckler into multiple players and you're playing for second place, meaning your team is not built to win. You've got Andrews, you're not doing well, you've got to make a move. Aaron Jones and Andrew, I'm sorry, you got Eckler. You got Eckler, you're doing well, and I know this isn't your example. I just want everyone to understand that there are two sides to this coin here. And if you had Eckler and you're doing badly, you've got injuries galore, you've been struggling, you got 1 win or 2 wins, and you're not feeling comfortable with your team, and you own Eckler, Andrews and Aaron Jones would be a good trade, 2 for 1. But you trading Aaron Jones and Andrews and Sutton away for Eckler and Hawkinson, it's not bad. It's not horrible. It's not bad. You didn't crush it. They didn't crush it. It's kind of arguable on both sides of the fence. It really does come down to Aaron Jones, and I think he could bounce back. It's possible. So, but I think in general, I think Eckler and Hawkinson have more value. So I think that at the end of the day, that side is better. But it's definitely a good question. WTP Niners. You did a super chat. I traded Wentz and Khalil Herbert for D. Hopkins 3 weeks ago. Wentz, I think I addressed that one. That's a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. And I know Hopkins is hard for you to acquire if you're a Niner fan, right? So that was a tough one for you to get through. Appreciate you. Looks like we got a $20 hauler from Sterling. Sterling, my guy.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Sterling, my dude, says looking to improve at wide receiver flex. Potentially, team is QB Mahomes, JT, Chubb, Sanders, Damian Harris, Debo, Godwin, Keenan Allen, Cooks, Myers, Ertz at tight end. 5-1. You're 5-1 for a reason. Mahomes, JT, Chubb is phenomenal. JT hasn't even showed up yet, so you don't even need to make a move. Sanders is a good sell high. Debo is phenomenal. Godwin, Keenan hasn't done anything. You're still 5-1. Looking to improve at wide receiver flex. So I would trade maybe Sanders, Godwin, and Keenan Allen. Sanders, Godwin, Keenan Allen. So Sanders and Keenan Allen, or Sanders and Godwin for Swift. Sanders for St. Brown. Throw in something small. Sanders and Keenan Allen, or Sanders and Godwin for Adams with a no bye week left. He's already served it. Pierce, same thing. Keenan Allen and Godwin for Gabe Davis. I'd do it. Go get Aaron Jones on the cheap using Keenan Allen or Godwin. Godwin for Aaron Jones on the cheap. ETN using maybe Godwin if you want an RB. Those are all league-winning potential low cost of entry moves. My guy Sterling with the super chat.
To the moon.
Appreciate you very, very much. You guys are awesome. These super chats are out of control. Let's see, where are we at? Thank you, WTP Niners. And again, I do get to everybody's super chat. I'm trying my best. I'm going as fast as I possibly can without severing the quality of the advice I'm giving. Which running back am I turning to with Fournette? Look, you got a good doctor. You're willing to wait. You're willing to wait at the doctor's office if the doctor knows what he's doing. Would you rather go to a chop shop where they don't give you care once they see you? They rush you out the door? Like, there's a little bit of a super chat wait here on the Fantasy Football Show. You might have an hour wait sometimes for your question to get fully caressed and analyzed. And so, I'm sorry. 500 of you in here, only 377 thumbs up. I know that sounds greedy of me to want to see 400 thumbs up, but 500 of you, let's punch it. Let's get that to 400. You can do it. That's attainable. Hit that thumb up button. Subscribe if you're new. So which running back am I turning to with Fournette? Going to the buy low list using Fournette, I think you can take Fournette and turn him into Swift very easily if you add another piece. I think I'd go after St. Brown. That's not a running back, but I just wanted to say that. I'd take Fournette and turn him into Swift. St. Brown, either one of those guys. Damian Pierce, I would take straight up. Bye week out of the way. Fournette for Aaron Jones and Gabe Davis. Aaron Jones and Olave for Fournette. Aaron Jones would be worth it if you're getting another piece to the trade that's like Gabe Davis or Olave. Then maybe I'm looking to do that. Not everybody would. I get it. To me, Aaron Jones is kind of undervalued right now. And I think that while I would be very cautious to trade for him, there's definitely opportunity to buy him. So I would explore the Aaron Jones buy lows. But you need to get something significant with Aaron Jones if you're going to go that route. I'd much rather you go in the Swift or St. Brown or Damian Pierce direction or Kenneth Walker using Fournette. That's what I'm about. Hernandez dropping a $20 hauler.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Hernandez dropping a $20 hauler. I'm 2-4 in a full PPR. My roster is QB Lawrence, running back Stevenson, Hall, Dillon, D. Jackson, Eno Benjamin, Boone, wide receiver JJ, Pittman, Cooks, Lazard, and Njoku. Should I trade JJ for ETN and Cooper? Cooper who? I assume Cooper Kupp. Better not be Amari Cooper. We're setting you on a big lap. I'm pretty sure you mean Cooper Kupp. So would I take ETN and Cooper Kupp for JJ? Yes. I think Cooper Kupp is a lot of people's number 1 overall player. If that's Amari Cooper, I'm going to lose it, Hernandez. I'm going to lose it. But yes, if that's Cooper Kupp, you take Cooper Kupp and ETN and run for JJ. And I love JJ. JJ's on a bye and could use Cooper this week. JJ on a bye. Just follow up with me on that one, but definitely hope we're not talking about Amari Cooper on that one. But your team, look, you've got Lawrence. You could use a Burrow. Probably too late to buy on Burrow, but maybe you could get Kyler. Maybe you could get Hurts going on a bye. It sounds like you're worried about bye weeks. I don't worry about bye weeks too much. Don't be making moves based on bye weeks. You know what I mean? Just get out there and you're 2-4, but I don't know that I'm making moves based on bye weeks. I would, in terms of like trading away your player like Hurts, I'm going after guys that have already served their bye week. That's what I love. That's what I've been talking about all day. So St. Brown, DeAndre Swift, Dameon Pierce. These guys have served their bye week. They get you that extra game. But I'm not trading away Hurts because he's on a bye, if that makes sense. But I would acquire him on a bye too if the cost of entry was lower and the person was freaking out about it. Because a lot of people freak out about the bye weeks. I like trade and take advantage of them, but I also like taking advantage of people that are afraid of the bye week and they sell low. But nice job. If you have a follow-up, let me know, Hernandez. But I definitely like Stevenson, Hall. Your wide receivers are fire. Pittman's amazing. Not a whole lot of opportunity to sell other than to sell high on JJ. And would I do that under the right circumstance? Would I go get an Adams who's had his bye week and get an additional player, like a big name player using JJ? Hernandez, that might be a thought. Adams and a big significant player like Kenneth Walker for JJ. I would take Adams and Kenneth Walker for JJ. Collusion with a $20 holler.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Collusion with a $20 holler. Smitty, Swift, Jamison Williams, Pierce, ETN, Naji, B-Rob, Algier. I have to take Swift off IR. I have tried trading Naji and Algier with no luck. We'll have to drop one player before the Lions game. So probably dropping Algier here because you can't drop anybody else. Jamison Williams, you could drop, I suppose, but is he better longer term than Algier? Yeah, because C. Patterson will come back. So unless you're needing to use Algier this week, and I don't think you are, then his long-term value doesn't hold water. Jamison Williams is going to get better each week he goes forward. So that's a pretty easy call for me. Appreciate your $20 hauler, my guy. Ernest, again, thank you very much. Ernest says, Parker, 10-team, full PPR, 1 flex, Josh Allen, Dak, JT, Swift, Hall, Walker. Phenomenal. JT, St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Olave, Pitts, Taysom, rate my team, Smutty. He says, rate my team, Smutty. Any moves that Smutty suggests, I'm going to say, Ernest, look, your team's phenomenal. I don't trade any of your RBs. Your RBs are fire. They're the RBs I want. JT St. Brown, I love. The only guy I'm looking to maybe trade is CeeDee Lamb. And I like CeeDee Lamb. And I like Pitts, whole Pitts. You got Taysom. I like Taysom. People are freaking out about those. I like those tight ends moving forward. I love Olave. You're fire. CeeDee, your quarterback's amazing. CeeDee Lamb, maybe you trade for Andrews. Olave and CeeDee Lamb for Andrews, maybe? Maybe for Kelsey. I don't think that's going to get it done. But CeeDee Lamb for Adams, using maybe something else on the bench somewhere. Keep Olave. Adams, St. Brown using CeeDee Lamb. Or you have St. Brown already, don't you? You have everybody. What are you going to do? Who are you going to go get? You got St. Brown already? Yeah, you do. Adams. Try for Adams. Past that, what are you going to do? How are you going to upgrade this team? This 10-team league, I call cap, Ernest. This looks like a four grandma league. Or a 3-grandma league with you in it. 4-person league, 3 grandmas. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. That team, that flex. How do you like my team? Just comes in flexing. You like my team? How do you like my squad? Oscar with the $20 holler.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Oscar. Almost took a tumble. Best fantasy show out there. Oscar.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Smitty almost took a tumble. Smitty almost went on IR. I got excited when I saw Oscar dropping a $20 hauler. I almost went on IR. Adding to my other super chat from before, would you do Godwin and B-Rob for JT? Only if you like winning, Oscar.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Only if you like winning, Oscar. Godwin and B-Rob for JT. I don't think you're getting that done. But if you do, smash it. Godwin and B-Rob for St. Brown. If you like winning.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Smashing it, bro. Would you not prefer to move JJ if I can hold him? Also, a fallen Javante owner. You get one of these trades right here. And we're going to be punching this got him button.
Got him.
Oh, circle back once you've completed one of those, bro. That would be phenomenal. Slayer says, be careful. I'm doing my best. Doing the best I can, Slayer. All right, here we go. We're back. Overcome. Try and trade Lamb away for St. Brown and Hopkins. Yeah, I would take St. Brown. I'd take St. Brown straight up for Lamb because he's had that bye week. If you can get Hopkins to boot, bro, it's phenomenal. But, like, I would do it straight up. 1-5 record, Lamar, Brees, Walker, Mike Williams, Mike Evans, Davis, Pitts, Dobbs, Zeke, Henderson, Alec Pierce. Any advice? Yeah, I mean, your running backs are fire. They're coming in just in time. Mike Williams is vulnerable. Mike Evans, I would potentially sell. I love Gabe Davis. Pitts, hold, don't trade him. Hendo and Mike Williams for Damian Pierce. Hendo and Mike Williams for St. Brown. Hendo and Mike Williams. So Hendo, Mike Williams, and Mike Evans. So Hendo, Mike Williams. Hendo, Mike Williams for Adams. Probably not getting that done, but Hendo, Mike Williams for St. Brown. You could get that done. Hendo and Mike Williams for Pierce. That's possible. Hendo for Aaron Jones on the low. I do that. I know a lot of you might not, but I would do that. Mike Evans and Hendo for Adams. Mike Evans and Hendo for Swift, potentially. Mike Evans and Hendo for JT. Do you have JT? No, you don't. As long as you can start Brees Hall, Walker, and JT. And I'm not so worried about creating an imbalance on my team, bro. You just you make moves that improve the overall scoring and you create a hole somewhere. That's fine. But, you know, I'm not worried about it. Daddy K says 8-man PPR 3-3. Herbert, Eckler, Swift, Chase, Evans, Andrews, Kenneth Walker, bench, Godwin, ETN, Madison, Dobbs, AJ Brown on your bench. Cousins, Gabe Davis on your bench. Trade ideas. Yeah, I mean, you got to make some moves. You've got AJ Brown on your bench, broski. And your team's good. Don't worry about being 3-3. Your team's very good. Gabe Davis. It's a good team. It's a good team. You're kind of good. You're set up for good bye week, you know, bye week situations because Swift is already at his bye. He's coming back. Eckler, Herbert, Chase. I like your team. I'm only maybe taking Evans and trying to upgrade into Adams, who's already had that bye week. Taking Evans and upgrading him into St. Brown, who's already had that bye week. I do that trade straight up. You can't really upgrade anything else too much. Herbert into Jalen Hurts. You know, trade J.K. Dobbins and Godwin away with Herbert to get Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts maybe. Past that, Daddy K, you're good to go, bro. I mean, it's a good squad. Tyreek for JJ, Olave, non-PPR. Tyreek for JJ, and Olave. I'm not understanding what's going on here. How are you going to get Justin Jefferson and another player, let alone Olave, for Tyreek Hill. JJ's maybe the number 2 or 3 overall player. Tyreek Hill had a big week. But what are we doing here? Rhino, is this a deal that's actually on the table? Because there's just no way. There's just no way. No way that in my mind, you're getting JJ straight up for Tyreek. JJ's worth more, and you're going to get Olave? If you can do this, bro, smash it. Tyreek for JJ and Olave, Justin Jefferson, and Olave for Tyreek, smash it. It's highly unlikely that that's going to go down. Someone says Smitty didn't get to my super chat. It's not that I probably didn't get to it, bro. It's that I haven't got to it yet. So who said that? Who said that? Who said I didn't get to the super chat? Never got to my 199 super chat. Matt, I think I just have, I'm not there yet. But let's go look for Matt's question. Yeah, Matt, I just think I haven't got to it. Number one, Matt, you sent a super chat without anything attached to it. I do see this right here. Hurts for Diggs. Jalen Hurts for Diggs. I'd get Diggs and have Dak on the bench. I don't love Dak. I'm going to be honest, Felton. But I think I take Diggs and run and try and figure out and solve my quarterback situation differently. So I just hadn't got to it yet, but I took care of you right there, my broski, okay? So we're good. You were probably like next up. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at? Yep, here we go. You were next up. So we took care of you. Appreciate you. Cody with the $9 holler. Cody says, Smitty, I'm thinking of trading Fournette for JT. With the other players trying to get, yeah, we already did this one, right? JT over Fournette by a mile. Or would you change anything 5-1? I'm good at wide receiver. Yes, I take JT in a heartbeat using Fournette. So I think I got that. Hold up. Ernest, did we get to this one? Looking to trade Joe Burrow. I have Lamar Jackson, Aaron Jones, and Olave and Jefferson. Trade for Dak Prescott for my backup. Hopkins, Adams, and Jacobs. I have Jackson. Looking to trade Burrow, I have Jackson. Aaron Jones, Olave, Jefferson. So Aaron Jones, Olave, and Jefferson for Dak, Hopkins, Adams, and Jacobs. No, I think I already answered this one, but no, you're not trading JJ. No. Yeah, I broke this one down already. Trade Aaron Jones for DK. I'd rather have DK. I think. Or JT owner wants Walker and another piece. I need ideas, please. I would trade Walker for JT, I think, but I don't know that I'm giving up a ton. I would give up London. I'd give up more. Would I give up Olave and Walker for JT? Probably not. I would consider it, but I like Olave that much to where I don't think I'm just throwing him in. I trade Tyreek and Taysom and Deion Jackson to the JT owner for Adams, Etienne, and Mostert. Tyreek, Taysom, and Deion. Yeah, give me Adams and Etienne over Tyreek, Taysom, and Deion Jackson because Adams has had that bye week already. That's a great trade. Matt Slater says full PPR Naji and Godwin for Jamar Chase. Get Jamar Chase.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal, Matt. I super chatted $5. Is he going to get to my message? Doing my best, Joel. Joel, I'm doing the best I can. Chrisman, I think I might have got to you, but let's see. Chrisman, let me find out. My team is Wilson, Mixon. Yeah, I got to that one. Joel, you just weren't impatient. Just like we were tripping there in your avatar. Appreciate you, Joel. Joel's getting ahead of himself. Goodness gracious, man. Chris Wise. Trade Dalvin Cook for Burrow or Herbert or Mahomes. I take Dalvin Cook and turn him into Mahomes in a heartbeat. Burrow, maybe. Herbert, not. I'd rather go a different direction, but I do like Herbert on the low, but you're buying him high there. Picking up Connor on waivers this week. I have ETN and Mixon already. Go get Mahomes. Chris, Smitty approved that in a heartbeat for Mahomes. Burrow, probably. Yeah. Just traded Ertz for Aaron Jones. Love that. Love that. That's how you buy Aaron Jones cheap, guys. I like it. Totally Smitty approved. Totally buy low. And that's what it's all about. Star, appreciate your super chat. Who dat Gator says my running backs are AJ Dillon, Pollard, Pacheco, and Rashad White. Lost Eli Mitchell. That is a rough one. I don't know if you asked another question earlier. That is tough sledding, my guy. Tough sledding. I think I'm caught up to that point. Let me go. I still got a few super chats here. Pierce and Deebo Samuel for Eckler. Give me Deebo and Pierce over Eckler. Honestly, it's a great question though, but Eckler doesn't have that much value. Skipping loads off your back says, is Cups. There we are, pluralizing again. Injury enough to trade him. It's concerning whenever anyone's banged up, but bro, I don't know. It depends on what you're gonna get. Like, can you get Adams and Gabe Davis? Can you get a St. Brown and a Damian Pierce? Can you get a Walker and a St. Brown using Cooper Kupp? Like, then we're talking about a nice little trade no matter what. Kirkwood with a $10 hauler with no question attached, but I'm going to go find it, Kirkwood, because
To the moon.
$10 to the moon, pal. Here's your question. I found it. Moving forward, please. 0-4 now, 2-4. Started 0-4, 2-4 now. Nice job. Nice recovery. Fields, Pickett, Mills, Debo, Eckler, Goddard, Pierce, Swift. Well, you're getting Swift back in the nick of time, bro. Mooney, Cooks, 12-team bench spots. I would maybe look to sell Eckler for like a Walker and St. Brown. Or go get a St. Brown or an Adams or a Pierce. Already had a bye week and get an additional component. You've got to get something like St. Brown and Walker. Pierce and Pierce and AJ Brown, like type of deal. Get two players. I know you already got Pierce, but I'm just giving you an example. But Pierce and Swift are already bye week free. Eckler's phenomenal. Debo's popping off. There's no dire need to make a trade right this second. You could wait and let some players gain value. You could trade Goddard to a tight end needy team and give a potential, like Cooks, and then get like Gabe Davis or something like that. Or go after Kenneth Walker, like I said. But Eckler for two pieces, and they'd have to be amazing, I would explore if I'm you. But past that, you're not forced to do anything. You've got a good team. You need some of those guys to gain more and more value before you can go get massively, insanely crazy deals. V-San with the super chat. V-San first sent me one about the screenshot. Then V-San said you taking Walker for Kamara. I'd probably rather have Walker, bro. I'd probably rather have Walker. And then how about Kamara, B. Cooks, Elijah Moore for Pierce and Godwin? Kamara, B. Cooks, and Elijah Moore for Pierce and Godwin. Give me Pierce and Godwin. Give me Pierce and Godwin. Thank you, V-San, for dropping the super chats, my guy. You are the best, my bro. We've got a few more here, so hang tight. We need to take voicemails later. Probably won't get the phone calls today. I don't know. Maybe we will.
To the moon.
To the moon for the $10 super chat, my man. 1-5. Need help. Cousins, Keenan Allen, Godwin, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, Kenneth Walker. God, it's almost. We've been live for almost 3 hours. Jeez, and we still got some super chats to go. Need help. Cousins, Keenan Allen, Godwin, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, Kenneth Walker, Josh Jacobs, Hurts, Sutton, Waller, Curtis Samuel, Hunt, Deion Jackson, Kyron Williams. Any advice? Yeah, Keenan Allen and Godwin, Aaron Jones and Godwin, Aaron Jones and Keenan Allen. Those are Jacobs and Godwin for JT. Or give me Jacobs for JT straight up. Your team needs JT. Your team gets JT. You're back in it, bro. Get JT using Jacobs and something like Sutton. Okay, two trades. ET, you pull this off, you're back, bro. You're back and you're riding high. Go forward. You trade Jacobs and Sutton for JT, or Jacobs and something for JT, which is very doable. And you got Deion Jackson already. Tell me you don't have JT already on this team. I don't see JT anywhere. Okay, sometimes you guys put him at the very end. Yeah, I don't see JT. Boom, bro. That's move number one. Derrick Henry, you could keep him and ride him till the wheels fall off. I like the idea. However, if you could go get a Breece Hall and a St. Brown, or a Pierce and a St. Brown using Henry, do something with St. Brown. He's already had the bye week. Do something with Pierce. He's already had the bye week. Get a Swift potentially, with something for Derrick Henry. Not Henry for Swift straight up. Not St. Brown and Henry straight up. We're talking about Henry for a Swift and a Pierce. Henry for a Breece Hall and a potential Higgins. You get those two moves in the works. This team is back. 2 moves in your back, ET. 2 moves. Get it done. Get creative. Focus on making 2 of those moves. Tristan with the $5 hauler says, looking to get Evans or St. Brown. Have Waddle, Connor, Eno, Hopkins, Higgins, Monty, B-Rob. Look, B-Rob, and maybe you have 2 tight ends. Maybe that owner is struggling at tight end. If they are, you need to use Ertz or Higbee, whoever they want, with B-Rob to maybe go get St. Brown. I'd rather have St. Brown over Evans, especially with the bye week. So focus on that. Waddle for St. Brown, straight up, do it. Bye week, advantage, boom. But do I like the idea of Hopkins and Monty, or Hopkins and B-Rob for St. Brown? I do. I'd rather go in those directions. Appreciate your super chat. Real one dropping a $5. My wide receivers, Mr. Mike Williams, Big Mike, Dobbs, Higgins, Gallup. I'm 3-3. Should I trade A.J. Dillon and Mike Williams to upgrade a wide receiver? Yes. St. Brown. My other running backs are Dameon Pierce, Lat Murray. Go get St. Brown. Go give up Mike Williams and Dillon for maybe even Higgins, A.J. Brown, St. Brown. I don't know that that's going to get done, though. Oh, you got Higgins. Mike Williams for Gabe Davis, straight up, I would do. And I don't think that's going to get done. Dillon and Mike Williams for Gabe Davis, probably. DK, I'd take DK over those guys. Kenneth Walker, try and get Kenneth Walker somehow on the squad. It's tough. You don't have a lot of sell highs. Those are my ideas. Using Mike Williams and Dillon. Mike Williams and Dillon for Gabe Davis. Chris Olave, I'd even rather have over Mike Williams and Dillon, my guy. You already got Higgins, CeeDee Lamb, Kenneth Walker. $10 hauler.
To the moon.
From the man known as Benjamin. Benjamin says, have Hurt, Saquon, Taylor, A.J. Brown, CeeDee, Goddard, Pierce, ETN, B-Rob, London, Thielen, Moore, Herbert. 2 flex, 1 QB. This team, let's see here. I mean, you're good. You got Hurts, you got Saquon, Taylor, A.J. Brown, CeeDee, Pierce, ETN. Nothing to do here. I mean, maybe you're taking a guy like... Okay, so here's your trade. Your trade is trading ETN London for Debo. Yes, punch that. You get Debo, that's good. I'm going to Smitty approve that. And I don't know what other moves you can even make. Your team is straight fire. I don't think you need to do anything. Swift and Debo for JT and CD. Swift and Debo for JT. That's very even. Very even. I want to lean Swift and Debo because you have that bye week. So I probably do. But it's a very, very arguable trade on both sides of that fence. J-Rob and Lamb, too much for St. Brown and Hopkins. J-Rob and Lamb, no, not at all. I'd take St. Brown alone for Lamb and J-Rob, bro. And you're going to get Hopkins? You're going to get Hopkins on top of that? Are you out of your mind? That's crazy good.
Woo! You know.
Fantastic. Do I like it? Of course I like it. $5 hauler from Trone Force down to Diggs, Pittman, Cooper at wide receiver. Lost Hollywood. Worth picking up Wandale, Robbie, Palmer, Claypool off waivers. I like Wandale Robinson. Melvin Gordon the third. Maybe you wait a week because Wilson being injured right now. Russell Wilson. it's a worry. It's a worry because there was someone else that asked about Wilson. What do I do with Wilson? They might have been Russell Wilson, but same advice applied. I thought you had Wilson, either Wilson. So just so you know on that one. What do you do with Melvin? Wait before you cut him because they may turn back to him because they may need a veteran, even though he's disappointed. Even the coach Nathaniel Hackett job even made a comment today that was like, oh, we're going to like use all three of our backs, essentially, is what he was trying to say with his verbiage. And so Melvin might have value again, potentially, to trade. But I pick up Wan'Dale. I do like Wan'Dale quite a bit, so that would be a nice move. Should I give up Kamara for Swift straight up? I would take Swift. He's got the bye week out of the way and no off-the-field concerns whatsoever, like Kamara still has. Starting lineup is Hurts, Mixon, Barkley, Olave, St. Brown, Everett Pierce at flex. B. Rob, Pickens, Sutton, Mike Williams. Any trade ideas? Oh, man. Mixon, I don't mind trading away. I don't mind acquiring him, but I also don't mind trading him away. St. Brown, I love. Pierce, I love. Bye weeks out of the way. Flex, bench, B. Rob. I'm trading Sutton, Mike Williams, and B. Rob. Any combination of those guys to try and get a Kenneth Walker, to try and get a potential St. Brown, to try and get maybe Sutton and B. Rob for Kenneth Walker. Aaron Jones would be a pretty darn good swap for you. Aaron Jones getting rid of Sutton and B-Rob for Aaron Jones. Now, some might rather have B-Rob than Aaron Jones, and I don't blame you. But if you needed a potential like home run swing, or even Mike Williams and Sutton, or Mike Williams alone for Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is attainable. He's a very, very good player to go get. The other list of go-gets were right here. So if we're talking about Sutton, Mike Williams, and B-Rob, maybe you can get Aaron Jones, Sutton. ETN would be a good go-get. Swift, using all those guys. Sutton, B-Rob, what was it? I'm forgetting already. B-Rob and Sutton and Mike Williams. So B-Rob and Mike Williams for B-Rob, Mike Williams for Swift. Probably not going to get Swift. Yeah, ETN's a really good go-get right now. Very cheap, using just Mike Williams or just Sutton to go get ETN. That would be one piece of advice. $5 hauler from TP. TP says Herbert, ETN, Brees, AJ, JJ, CeeDee, Keenan, Olave, Waller, 3 running back max. Trade Lamb for Adams somehow, or another trade. Yeah, I'd take Adams. Bye week free. Bye week free is the ticket. And I don't know that you could throw in Keenan Allen. Throw in Keenan Allen. I don't think I've thrown Olave. Would I throw in Waller? I suppose it depends on who you can get back. TP, thank you for the super chat. But yes, definitely go make that happen if you can. That would be a baller move, my guy. Trade Aaron Jones and AJ Brown for Mike Williams and Walker. Trade Aaron Jones and AJ Brown for Mike Williams and Walker. I think that's Miss Smitty here. I bet you the little one just pressed the doorbell. What's going on here? Who's at the backyard or the front yard? That's at the front yard. Ziggy's got it all backwards. Ziggy, you got it backwards. Ziggy, you got it backwards. You know how bad Ziggy is? Hey, Ziggy, who's the starting running back for the Seattle Seahawks? You can't even answer. Ziggy, who's the starting running back for the Seattle Seahawks?
The running backs for the Seattle Seahawks are Kenneth Walker 3, Rashad Penny, Godwin Igwebuike,
right.
Jay Dallas.
Ziggy off. At least he knows. At least he knows Kenneth Walker. Trade Aaron Jones and A.J. Brown for Mike Williams and Walker. A.J. Brown and Aaron Jones for Mike Williams and Walker. Probably say I like the idea where you're going with this, but I would rather you not give up Aaron Jones as well. Like A.J. Brown for Mike Williams and Walker should be, get it done a lot easier. Like A.J. Brown's got more value than Walker. So I'm not saying I like Walker quietly better, but I feel like you're giving up, you're buying high. And I'm not saying it won't be worth it at the end of the day. If you pulled the trigger, I think you're okay. But fair market value commands you do something a little different. JJ owner wants Debo. Is Kamara and Debo too much for JJ? Kamara and Debo is too much for JJ. Yeah, it's too much. JJ and Patterson, though. I guess you're getting Patterson. Yeah, it's too much. Or should I trade Kamara for Swift and Jameson Williams? I'd rather have Jameson Williams. Oh, Jamal Williams. Yeah. You get the two backed up together. Perfect. Jamal Williams and Swift for Kamara. Punch that one. Love that trade. That trade's phenomenal. This is from Michael. Michael says, Smitty, JJ owner wants Debo. Is Kamara? Oh, I already got that one. Thank you, broski. Who can I target by offering Hunt and B. Robinson? Higgins, I guess. Hunt and B. Robinson. Gabe Davis. Higgins. DK come to mind. Paper. I have Taysom Hill on my bench. I have Hawkinson, and should I trade Hawkinson? Who could I get? I wouldn't mind going rogue at tight end. Still trusted Taysom a little bit. It's worth the gamble if you could trade Hawkinson for Higgins. Hawkinson for any of these buy lows that make sense. So Hawkinson for DK. Hawkinson for Gabe Davis. Hawkinson for Pierce. Not going to get done. Hawkinson for Aaron Jones. I'd do that. Hawkinson for ETN. Maybe. Hawkinson for Olave is not even bad. And of course, any of these other guys would get it done. But Hawkinson's got good trade value. And I'd rather do what you're doing here, getting creative and trusting in the process. And I think it's going to work out for you. Melvin, 14 team, PPR 4-2, Burrow, Hall, Melvin, Gordon, Chase, Alec Pierce, Pat, Boone. Is that Pat Fryermuth? Boone, Pollard, London, Khalil, Brady, McLaurin, lost Javante. What should I do, Smitty? You're 4-2. That's good. Hall, Jamar Chase, Burrow, Pierce. You got it all over the place. I don't know who's who. Pat who? Pat Fryermuth in the middle of the running backs? I don't know. Pat. C. Patterson, probably. Patterson. Okay. London, Khalil. I probably, if I'm you, bro, you got to do something. You got to trade Jamar Chase high, unfortunately. Burrow, Hall, Jamar. You know what? You're okay. Explore trading Jamar Chase high. But you've got Breece Hall. I didn't see Breece Hall in there. Burrow, Breece Hall, Jamar Chase, Pierce. You're okay. McLaurin. I would explore selling Jamar Chase for like a St. Brown and something significant, or something crazy like that. But other than that, you better sell high on Jamar or I'm not going to be a happy camper. But your team's okay. You might survive another week to then do some buy low, sell high next week. Sometimes standing still and letting your guys gain some value can be the move to make. Grim with a bunch of questions probably. I have a feeling it's Amari. It better not be Amari. Fournette is playing pretty good with him dinking and dunking. Yes, sir. Did you have a question or were you just super chatting like a monster? Smash the thumb up button. I think Dan's just being Dan. I think Dan's just being Ben. We call him Ben, Dan, and we don't really care, right, Dan? Either way, he answers to both. All right, let's see if I can get to these super chats, man. You guys are out of control here. You guys are out of control monsters right here. Sterling, thank you again for your super chat. That boy dropping a super says just traded Kamara, Ramondre, and Waller for CMC, ETN. Kamara, Ramondre, and Waller for CMC and ETN. I like the CMC and ETN side a little bit more because of the Kamara factor and the concern, but it's arguable and both sides could break even on that. It's a good trade. Burrow, JJ, Waddle, Chubb, Pierce, Waller, Thielen, bench, Gallup. Trade ideas: JJ, Waddle, Chubb, Pierce. I mean, it's a good team. It's a good team. Trade Chubb. Go get a Walker and a big wide receiver. Go get St. Brown and a running back. Go get Swift and a potential wide receiver. Divide Chubb into two would be my advice, and use the buy low list that we worked out at the top of the show. Definitely feel like you could put yourself in a strong position going forward if you make those moves. Jax, let's see, what is this? Did I just get to this one? Burrow, Waddle, JJ, Pierce, trade ideas. I think I did get to this one. Waddle, Chubb, Pierce. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're good. Hernandez, appreciate your super chat. Russian Collusion, appreciate your super chat. WTP Niners, thank you. You're the man. Apologies. Give me a lap. You're not taking a lap. Not on my watch, WTP. Appreciate you. And I'm sorry it's taken long to get to so many super chats, guys, but like going to a good doctor, you got to wait. You got to wait. The bedside manner sometimes needs some work. Sometimes I get overloaded with super chats, but I'm here for you, and I will answer them. Which one would you sell for a wide receiver, Henry or CMC or Pierce or Hall? Probably Henry. And I think you could get the world for him. Adams has been on a bye. St. Brown's been on a bye. Go get St. Brown and something for Henry. Go get Adams. Maybe straight up for Henry. Maybe you get something, but those are the top two go-gets for you because the bye week's out of the way, bro. It's a huge advantage. Go take advantage of it. St. Brown plus Chubb for Mahomes, Walker, and Chase. Give me Mahomes, Walker, and Chase. Am I right? Yes. Yes. Smash it. At first, I'm looking at it, but yeah, of course. Hit it. Punch it. Do it. Do it live. Jared, super chat, my guy. Jared says, bench one, Samuel, Bateman, Mooney, B-Rob. Don't bench B-Rob. Don't bench Mooney. Bateman's not even healthy. It's Bateman or Samuel, but Bateman for now. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Oscar, best fantasy show out there, adding to my super chat. I got to that one already. Oscar, appreciate you and your support, my broski. Oscar.
To the moon.
$20 hauler earlier. DC with a $6.99 hauler.
To the moon.
Dropping that, my guy, and waiting so patiently. QB Kyler, wide receiver Hill, DJ Moore, Pickens, running backs JT Walker, Naji, Goddard, Bench, Schultz, Madison, Pollard, Herbert, Lost, Hollywood, and Javonte. I'm sorry about that. Half PPR QB Kyler. I'm trading Hill on the high if I can. I'm trading Naji. Get rid of Naji. Potentially Hill on the high. Doesn't mean I don't like Hill. I'm just trading Hill on the high. I'm trading Hill for St. Brown, who's had a bye week, and I'm getting more. I'm trading Hill for Adams, who's already had a bye week. Maybe he gets suspended, maybe he doesn't. If he does, then Hill and him both have a game to miss here in the coming future, so it's worth the advantage of maybe doing it. Naji, go get Naji. Try and get St. Brown straight up. Probably not going to happen. Try and get Pierce straight up. Probably not going to happen. Both have had their bye. Huge advantage. Naji, last resort, trade Aaron Jones or ETN. I do it. I just do it. I want out. And I take either one. I take Aaron Jones, I suppose, just on the off chance, and it's a pretty good off chance that he rebounds to form, at least better chance than Naji, but give me ETN even. Give me ETN and something. You probably get ETN and Olave. I'd take Olave almost straight up for Naji at this point. I'm 2-4. What changes should I make? Kyler, JT, Pierce, Hill, Lamb, Goddard, Breece Hall on the bench. Or no, Breece Hall, then your bench is Olave and Mike Evans. Look, how do you have Evans and Olave on your bench, bro? Yeah, you need to make a trade. Lamb, actually, you got good depth. You know, and I don't know that you can upgrade too much. You could upgrade Lamb, but I don't know, like Olave and Lamb or Evans and Lamb. Can you get a JJ for Lamb and Evans? And do you even, you know, is it too much to do that? Probably not, I guess, with the depth that you have. But it's hard to upgrade this team. Kyler, go get Josh Allen using Evans and Kyler for Josh Allen. That's something I would probably try and do, Collins. And maybe that owner's struggling. I don't know. But it's hard to upgrade that team. I mean, you got a lot of depth, and you're not crazy to stand pat because you got bye weeks coming up, and you got good depth for it. What wide receiver should I go get? Thank you for the super chat. DK and Pollard. DK and Pollard could get you. What wide receiver can you get? St. Brown. Try for St. Brown. Try for A.J. Brown. Try for Deebo Samuel. Past that, DK's good. I don't know that you're upgrading if you go too much lower than like the A.J. Brown. What wide receiver should I go get with DK and Pollard? Oh, I just got that one. Thank you, Vamp. Appreciate you, my guy. Hernandez dropping one. How about if I did Deebo and Walker for JJ and Stevenson? I would do that. I don't love getting rid of Deebo and Walker, to be honest with you, but you could argue either side of that too. Owner will not do Walker and Deebo for JJ. Okay. So Walker and Deebo for JJ. Owner will not do Walker and Debo for JJ. Move on. Yeah. If they won't. Okay, so you're saying if they won't. I suppose I'd move on and go to a different owner. Some owners just don't want to trade, and you can't blame them. Overcome with a super chat. Offered Lamb and J-Rob for St. Brown and Hopkins. Lamb and J-Rob. Yes, again, St. Brown and Hopkins. Smash that. Smitty, you get my super chat. Tron Force. Yes, I did. Kind sir, appreciate you. But did he get to my super chat? How do I super chat? Just hit that type in a message and hit that $sign or whatever. I think I got to Land Weber. I think I got to his eventually. I'm pretty sure I always get to him. I think everybody just doesn't realize how far behind I am. Just got an offer, Swift and Olave for JT. Take Swift and Olave over JT. And that's me loving JT, bro. Crazy says Burrow, JT, Mostert, Pollard, Hill, CeeDee, Gabe Davis, Moore, Hawkinson. No one interested in a trade with Gabe and Mostert. What running back should I target? Pierce, ETN, using Mostert. I don't know that I want to trade Gabe and Mostert for ETN, but I probably would consider it. Other running backs you could go get. Kenneth Walker, obviously. Mixon, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is kind of my go-to desperation running back to acquire for people looking for something. You know, just looking for something, bro. Looking for anything. In all the right places. And Aaron Jones fits the bill for being a running back 2 potential guy. Drop one of my defenses this week for Gibson or Melvin Gordon. Gibson, I guess. He's still got potential and upside. Maybe what if he got traded? That'd be phenomenal. With how much you're on here anytime for family. Less time than I should. I should be spending more time with my family, but I work hard. I'm building the channel up. You know, you sacrifice when you have your own business, and you know, they know that. I need to do a better job and be, you know, everybody does. Everybody in life needs to do a better job at being present. You can all work on that. But they know that the early years of this channel, the sacrifice involved, and everybody's pretty good about it. But yeah, I am the most disappointing person in the house quite often when I walk out and it's, you know, dark and everyone's asleep and I didn't even get dinner. Got DK and Lockett. Any risk? Yeah, there's risk. I mean, but I don't know that I'm giving one away, but I'd keep DK and sell Lockett on the high. Lockett and Henderson for one player would be pretty good. Tony, go to the buy list and look at that. I think that'd be phenomenal. And Tony, thank you for the $10 hauler, by the way.
To the moon.
Tony with a $10 hauler. Jeff says he skipped my super chat. I don't think I did. I see this all the time. Be patient. Be patient with me. So Henderson and Lockett for maybe ETN. I mean, maybe you can get more than that too, though. Like if we look at this sell list, I don't think you're getting any of those names off there. So Henderson, I mean, you could try for Pierce. I don't think you're going to get Pierce. Try for Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones would be phenomenal. I bet you can, with Lockett and Henderson, I bet you get Aaron Jones. And that's a phenomenal risk to take, Tony. It's a phenomenal risk to take. Patience on the super chat. See what get to him. Rhino says, deal didn't happen. What about Henry for Higgins and JT? I take Higgins and JT for Henry. I absolutely do, Rhino. Check my super chat went through. Might have sent it in multiple times. Says Ferreras. I'll put this right here and try and get to you. And check. Travis Rowe. CeeDee ETN for Adams. I take Adams. He's had the bye week. Yeah, that's a good one. Rowe. That's a real good one. THC was offered Amon-Ra for Walker straight up. I'd probably rather have Amon-Ra because of the bye week. And I love both of them. It's a great question, and I wouldn't blame you wanting to keep Walker. In a week from now, we might love Walker more than Amon-Ra. Right now, Amon-Ra with the bye week out of the way is a little bit more appealing. Pierce for Mike Thomas.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Heating. Trade Pierce for Michael Thomas. Is he even in the league anymore, bro? No. You don't want that guy. That's if someone sent you that offer.
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.
Bro, you could get a Olave, a Higgins, an A.J. Brown maybe for Dameon Pierce. Probably A.J. Brown. Probably well higher than Higgins. Don't be trading Pierce for Michael Thomas. Absolutely not. What are we doing here? One, appreciate you. I'll look for your, if you super chatted. Rodney, rate my team. Carr, Barkley, Kamara, Swift, Godwin, and Njoku, Sutton. Traded Jalen Hurts, McLaurin, and B-Rob for Swift, Godwin, and Carr. Jalen Hurts, McLaurin, and B-Rob for Swift, Godwin, Carr. I like Swift, Godwin, Carr more. Yeah, and your team's good. Kamara, I mean, you got a good squad. Swift, Kamara, that's a good team. Barkley, phenomenal job. Look to trade maybe Godwin and somebody and try and get into a St. Brown somehow. Higgins. I like Godwin, but I'm definitely open-minded to trading Godwin away. John with a super chat without anything attached. I got to go look for all these guys that you didn't attach to the question, but I'll try and find it. Reyes, 3-3, full PPR. Lamar, Henderson, T. Higgins, Myers, bench. Pierce, keep him. Metcalf, I assume MET's Metcalf. T. You got T, Hig. I assume that's T. Higgins, and you just wrote it separate. Myers. What are we doing here with the abbreviations? J. Wills. I assume that's Jamal Williams, not Jameson Williams, but I'm not positive. AJ Bro. What are we doing? What are we talking about? G. Pick. A. Pierre. Alec Pierce. I mean, what are we doing here? Reyes, I'd hate to see the text messages you send your wife when she's like, hey, can you pick up milk? And you're abbreviating. Yep, we get milk on way home work from 20 minutes. What are we doing here? It's like you're leaving out all the main characters in the word and the abbreviations too. These are strange abbreviations. AJ Bro. AJ Bro. J. Will. Hender. T, Hig, Yo, you crack me up, Reyes. You're my dude. Reyes. Oh boy. I don't know, bro, what to do with this team. Henderson and Kirk. That's your ticket. Henderson and Kirk. Go get a Pierce. Go get a St. Brown. Go get an Aaron Jones. Or not. Yeah, go get a Pierce. So Henderson and Kirk. Trade those two guys for one player. And I think you're going to be in some good shape. Trade Waddle for Kenneth Walker. I like Kenneth Walker more. You can at me if you want. G Money with a $20 holler. Oh, G Money. G Money's my guy. Hey, Smitty. 4-2 in a 12-team half PPR. QB Burrow. JT Algier. Lamb. Mike Williams. Tunyon. B-Rob. Rashad White Knox. Trades should I make? This won't win. Yeah, JT, you almost have to let JT earn some value before I think you can make many moves with his team. B-Rob and maybe a Mike Williams for a St. Brown. B-Rob and a Mike Williams for a Higgins. No, maybe you need more. AJ Brown. B-Rob and a Mike Williams for Dameon Pierce. B-Rob and a Mike Williams for Walker. Lamb and B-Rob for an Adams who's had his bye week out of the way. Lamb and B-Rob for St. Brown who's got his bye week out of the way. I'm going those directions. Lamb and B-Rob for Swift. I do any one of those. And G Money, you are my dude. Appreciate you. How dare you skip Jeff's super chat? Mr. Punch with a $5. I think we're almost at the end of the super chats. There are a few pieces in this trade that are insignificant, but I essentially traded Pittman and my first and second for Cup. in a dynasty. Look, I like Kupp in a dynasty. I'm fine with that. He's got at least a couple years left. Don't even let people stress you out about trading for Kupp in a dynasty. He's got at least 2 or 3 amazing years left. Thielen and Pollard for Kenneth Walker. Only if you like winning, Astro. Of course I take Kenneth Walker. Phenomenal trade, Cola. Phenomenal trade. Doing it live. Trade Mixon for Etienne and Pickens, or Mixon for Walker. Not Etienne and probably not Etienne. I like Etienne, but I buy Etienne lower than that. Do I take Walker for Mixon in a heartbeat? Absolutely. Chris with the $5. What changes do I make? 3 and 3. Brady, St. Brown, Aaron, AJ Brown, Chubb, Metcalf, Pierce, Waller. I like this team. I'm trading Chubb into 2 players if you want. You don't even need to make a trade. Your team's really good. Brady, St. Brown, AJ Brown. Yeah, no, you got a squad. B-Rob and Mostert for 1 player. B-Rob and Deontay Johnson for a Higgins. B-Rob and Deontay for Aaron Jones. B-Rob and Deontay for Higgins. B-Rob and Deontay for AJ Brown. B-Rob and Deontay for Debo. B-Rob and Deontay for Pierce or Walker. Just keep throwing B-Rob and Deontay for that. Boom, boom, boom. Just try and get one slightly better player than B-Rob. Just slightly. And he's pretty good. He's not bad. Who can I sell Monty, CEH, and B-Rob for? Probably the same guys that was just listing off. So Higgins, AJ Brown, St. Brown, Pierce, Walker. Not probably going to get all those, to bite, but all it takes is one. Lamar, Naji, Hall, ETN, Pittman, Sutton, Cooper Kupp, I assume. No, that's probably Amari Cooper. Tyreek, Pitts, 2 and 4, got 2 offers. Naji and Pittman for JJ or Kirk and Swift. Give me JJ for Naji and Pittman. Smash. Absolutely smash that. Appreciate your super chat. Now let's see if I can find some of these strayed questions. I think I got this one right here. Trade Waddle for Kenneth Walker. Yeah, I got this one. So trade. You were just impatient, John. Go get Walker. Get it done. And Ferreira says I skipped Ferreira's. Let's see. Ferreira's. Hey, how do I super chat? If I super chat went through, your super chat didn't go through. Can't get super chat to work. There is an email option or a PayPal option down below, and if that happens, I'll get it and then I'll email you and I can ask the question and help you with that. So hopefully that will help you out. Leo, I think I got your super chat. Burrow, JJ Waddle, Chubb, Pierce, Waller, Thielen, ideas. Yeah, I got to this one. You were just impatient too, I think. JJ Waddle, Chubb, Pierce. It's a good team. There's no move needs to be made here, but if I was to do anything, it would be Thielen and no, there's not much to do. Divide Chubb up into a St. Brown and Pierce, or a Chubb for just go get the anchor. If it's St. Brown, then you look at the team and see what you can add in to make the scale balanced. If it's Dameon Pierce, you look at the team and you try, you got Dameon Pierce. If you're going after JT would be a good Chubb for JT, and you might even get something in addition, but if you go after the bye week guys like Swift, you get Swift and St. Brown for Chubb. You get Swift and a AJ Brown for Chubb. Like, Chubb gets you a lot. If I'm making a trade, it's Chubb. It's Chubb because you can get so much more in addition. Thank you, Jeff. And I think the last one here that said I didn't get to their super chat, and I probably did. I have a QB. Okay, you didn't attach anything to it. I have a QB, Josh Allen, JT, Aaron Jones, Walker, B-Rob, Hendo, ETN. 2 and 4, 10-team help. Josh Allen's going to carry you. Don't trade him. JT, don't trade him. Aaron Jones, I don't think you're going to get what you want. Walker's on the rise. Hendo, B-Rob, keep ETN. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. Sutton, Hendo, B-Rob. So trying to trade packages involving those guys. B-Rob and Hendo for Pierce, for, you like a Swift type. Hendo, B-Rob, and Sutton all for Swift. All for Pierce. All for Walker. You got Walker already. All for Adams, A.J. Brown, Debo Samuel. I'm trading B-Rob and Sutton for a Debo and A.J. Brown. I'd probably even go... Got St. Brown already. That makes it tough because he's such a good go-get. Dameon Pierce. Obviously, Burrow. Breece Hall. Yeah, DeAndre Swift. I don't know if you could get DeAndre Swift somehow. But you have JT, Aaron Jones, and Walker. You don't necessarily need a running back. So Hendo and B-Rob for A.J. Brown. Hendo and B-Rob for... a wide receiver. That's what I'm doing. You're just going to have to kind of take stabs, and once you get to a point where you're not upgrading anymore, you walk away. Let's see if there's any other super chats. I think I'm caught up. Traded Wentz and Khalil Herbert for D. Hopkins 3 weeks ago. Nice job. Okay, I think I'm caught up on the super chats. Did I miss any super chats? If I did, please let me know. This one's from Chris. What changes can I make? 3 and 3. Brady. Let me DM Miss Smitty real quick on something, guys. Okay. Let's see. What changes should I make? 3 and 3. Brady, St. Brown, A.J. Brown, Chubb, Metcalf, Pierce, Waller, Lazard, B-Rob. Fantastic core to deal with here. I'd probably say with McCaffrey, or did I say Metcalf? McCaffrey, Pierce, St. Brown, Brady, A.J. Brown, Chubb. There's nothing to do with this team. This is a phenomenal team. Did I already get to this one? I think I said B-Rob and Deontay Johnson. I did get to this one. B-Rob and Deontay Johnson. That's what I came to an understanding of what to do. How can I sell Monty's B-Rob? I just answered that one as well. Nuke. I think I got to Nukes. I think I got to. Is this Higgins trade? Did I get to Nukes, or is this a new one from Nuke? Lamar, Naji, Hall, ETN, Pittman, Sutton, Cooper, Tyreek. 2 and 4 got 2 offers, Naji and Pittman. Yeah, that was the JJ one. That's phenomenal. Heating podcast. Pierce and Brees plus in Jacoby for Pitts and Pitts for Henry. No, I'm taking Pierce and Brees Hall. Or is that or? That might be or. So Pierce and Jacoby for Henry. Don't give up Brees. Would I give up Pierce and Jacoby for Henry? Maybe. But I mean, I kind of like Pierce almost as much as Henry, and he's had the bye week out of the way. So it's like, it's easy to say Henry, guys. Henry, because he's doing well. He's doing better than expected off of a very slow start, I might add. But he does look okay right now. But Pierce is off the bye. Henry too. Right? Henry too. Henry's off the bye. Yeah. I don't know. Preference on that one. I wouldn't blame anyone for liking Henry over Pierce. But I'm not going to like Smitty approve saying Henry's a smash over Pierce. Pierce is good. Pierce is on the rise still. And he's going to get fed more and more. I probably would rather take Henry and then flip Henry. If I had to make a decision. But like even Travis says Pierce over Henry rest of season. I don't think it's crazy. Trade Chubb, Walker, Pierce, Adams, or keep running back depth. Trade Chubb, Walker, Pierce for Adams, or keep running back depth. Chubb, Walker, Pierce for Adams. I mean, you're not trading Chubb, Walker, and Pierce for Adams. Like, I don't understand what this question is. Do I trade one of those guys? I would trade Pierce for Adams straight up, potentially. I kind of want to keep Walker and Chubb and don't want to trade those two. But if I was trading one player, Pierce for Adams, but obviously Zinski, I'm not trading multiple of those players. Trade Lenny and Hopkins for Swift and Sun God. I would take Swift and St. Brown over Lenny and Hopkins in a millisecond. Lewis with a super chat. Lewis, appreciate you. Lewis says, Tua, what changes should I make? Tua, Hall, Walker, ETN, Dillon, Rashad White, DK, B. Cooks, Rondell Moore, Pickens, Goddard. I am 3-3, 12-team league. Tua, Hall, Walker, ETN, Dillon. Oh, my God. Look, Hall and Walker are phenomenal. I love ETN. I love your running backs. DK and B. Cooks, you need help at wide receiver. I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to have to let these running backs gain some value. You might have to sell Hall for the moon next week, but you want these guys to gain more value. I can't tell you to make a move right now. There's no move to make right now. You don't have enough sell high value. You must have been decimated with injuries because that's a very thin wide receiver. And your running backs are coming in strong to save the day, but you're going to have to wait to make a trade. I wish there was a way to advise you out of that, but you got to let those guys gain value. You can't sell them now. You got to let them earn value. Hurts, Swift, Zeke, ETN. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Lewis. Sorry, sometimes there's not an answer. I don't want to force you to trade somebody. Unless you could try and trade Hall now, Lewis, and just see if you can get the world. You need two players. You need two really good players. You need to somehow walk away with like a St. Brown and an Aaron Jones or something, and that might not even be enough for Hall. Like, I like Hall that much, but you might have to get crafty and do something crazy. Hurts, Swift, Zeke, ETN, Adams, Chase, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Pitts, Myers, Rondell, Julio, 3-3. Any changes? Hurts, Swift, Zeke, ETN, Adams, Chase, Amon-Ra. Honestly, I'm probably rolling with the squad. Hurts, Swift, and ETN are your top three. Take Zeke out. Adams, Chase, Amon-Ra, Pitts. I like it. Try and trade Zeke for... Try and get Aaron Jones somehow. Zeke for Aaron Jones. Throw in Myers. Throw in Moore. Throw in Elijah Moore. Throw in Julio. Throw in whatever you can. But Zeke for Aaron Jones. Try that. Zeke for... I don't know. McLaurin or something, but like, I don't trade the rest of that. It's a very good squad, and I like the way it's set up. It looks really good go forward. Trade away Mixon and Kyler for ETN and Lamar. Mixon and Kyler for ETN and Lamar. Mixon, Kyler, ETN, Lamar. Give me ETN and Lamar. It's a little risky, but I like the quarterback situation. I think quietly ETN could be as good as Mixon. So I'm going to probably do that trade, but it's a little bit high risk. Know that. Know that, my guy. All right, guys, real quickly on the voice messages, I do want to try and get to these voice messages from my voicemail groups. You guys are dropping fire today. Michael Payne.
Hey, Smitty, would you drop Tyler Boyd for Robbie Anderson?
I'd rather have Boyd.
Hey, Smitty, a guy in my league, he says he's dropping Cam Akers. If he does drop him, is he worth picking up and dropping maybe Rashad White or Madison or Tyler Boyd or something like that? That's really the only guys I got that I could drop to maybe pick him up.
Look, I think that you could still trade. Alex, I don't see any message from you, so I'm looking for it. I don't see it, but yeah, hit me on the text line if you want, no problem, or drop it right now and I'll try and get to it. Akers is tradable. If he gets traded, he's tradable. So I don't know that I cut him right now. I might let the dust settle, but I definitely feel like he's a potential tradable piece. A $10 hauler from Chris. Appreciate Chris.
To the moon.
My guy. Dropping this $10 wad on the screen. What changes should I make? 4-2. Lamar, Cook, Pierce, Elliott, AJ Brown, Higgins, Lazard. I'm trading. If I'm you, I'm trading Elliott and Cook away. Lamar, Pierce, fine. Give me Kenneth Walker over Cook and try and get more. Give me Breece Hall clearly over Cook. Probably not going to get done, but you could try. Give me Damian. Oh, you got Damian Pierce. Give me Aaron Jones and a St. Brown over Cook. I'm going crazy in that direction. But I don't like Cook at all. This offense isn't good for him, and I'd even get crazy and trade across position if I needed to get a monster wide receiver. But I'm definitely trading Running backs you could try and acquire, bro. Kenneth Walker, like I said, and get something. You could go Mixon and like Higgins potentially for Cook. You could go A.J. Brown and Ramondre Stevenson maybe. Aaron Jones. Go to the Aaron Jones owner and take a little gamble. And if you can get like an A.J. Brown and Aaron Jones for Cook or something like that, you've got to get something with Aaron Jones, of course. But Aaron Jones might be a throw-in at this point for you. So it's something to consider for sure. Chris, appreciate your super chat. Thank you, Professor Stroke, for the $10 hauler.
To the moon.
The Stroke Meister says, I know you cited Swift and Olave for JT, but do you think that's the max value? I mean, I side with it, but the wind blows another direction in the next minute, and I go JT. I like both sides, but I think because the bye week of Swift, I like the Olave Swift side a little bit better. Max value, do I think you could get more on either side? Yeah, I mean, it could go either direction. So you're 3-3 Lamar JT. So like, could you get Swift and a St. Brown, or I'm not saying he has St. Brown, but could you get that type of deal? Sure. Could you get a Walker and A.J. Brown like type of deal? Probably. But your team's good. Like Lamar, JT, Walker, Adams, Hopkins. I'm not even worried about this team. Would I trade Zeke and Lockett together for like a ETN or something? Yeah. You know, do I try and get a Gabe Davis using Lockett and Zeke? Yeah. Like those kinds of things I'm doing, but I'm not worried about that team. Would I take Swift and Olave? Probably. Would I keep JT? You know what? The more I look at it, I like the team with JT though. You know, I don't know that I'm necessarily itching to get rid of JT in that situation. Alvin says, Smitty, you're still live. I am, bro. 3 hours and 26 minutes we've been live. We've been doing super chats for 2 hours and 26 minutes straight. 2 hours and 20. B-Man.
Hey, Smitty, it's B-Man. What do you think about McLaurin's outlook with Wentz out and Heineke starting?
You know, I like McLaurin a little bit better because guess what? McLaurin hasn't been doing anything. So give me McLaurin with a
What are your opinions on how rigged the NFL is? It's me again, Voicemail King. And I've been betting on the NFL. And over the last 20-something games, in every single primetime game, over the last 22 primetime games, wherever public money bets, the opposite team has hit the spread in every single game. How do you think the NFL rigging affects fantasy, kind of? And do you believe that the NFL is kind of rigged?
Finish him.
Voicemail King never disappoints. His voicemails are always ultra long and painful to listen, but we love them just the same. I don't think it's rigged to the point you're describing. That's a big conspiracy. I don't think it's rigged like that. I think are there compromised officials and maybe coaches are paid to do something like, you know, Dolphins? Sure. But is it on a grand scale? No. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. There's too many things that would go wrong in the ways that would leak. Thoughts on Godwin and Henderson for Amon-Ra St. Brown? I smashed that trade in a heartbeat. I get rid of Henderson and Godwin so quick for St. Brown. It's not even funny, Neil. It's absolute smash, Neil. Easy as can be. Just showing love to the moon. Brad, thank you for the super chat, and just you guys are awesome.
To the moon.
Brad to the moon. Also have James Conner, says Professor Stroke. I don't even know what we're talking about at this point, Professor Stroke. But James Conner, regardless of what your other question was, James Conner, adding to this conversation doesn't do much for me. So I don't even need to look back at the conversation because James Conner doesn't do much for me. Sure, great. Conner, trade him, sell him. Waiver QBs, Matt Ryan, Dak, Russ, and Kirk. Kirk is on a bye, and Russ is hurt. Who should I pick up? Pretty easy. Matt Ryan. He had 3 TDs. He looked pretty good. JT's coming back. I don't love him, but he's a good pickup and play this week. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a bad move at all. Rush, appreciate you. Comedy gold. We try and mix some comedy in here. I like to think we're the funniest show out there. I like to think nobody can compete with us in terms of a little humor, a little side humor. Voicemail King, thank you. Victor.
Yo, it's me. What's up, Victor here? I saw a lot of people talking about the possibility of Green Bay trading for DJ Moore because Randall Cobb is injured and the receiving group is not playing well. Do you think DJ Moore is a good buy low to put him in the bench and wait for this trade to happen? Because if this trade happens, he's a good receiver to Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way your head's at. It's hard to predict, but if he landed in a good spot, he'd be phenomenal. James, I think I got to James's super chat. Waddle for Lamb and Kyler. Yeah, I did. I just don't understand this. How are you going to get Lamb and Kyler and IDP pieces for Waddle when Waddle and Lamb are so close? I just want to make sure I got your question because I had a note here to go back and check. Cod. We'll call you Cody. Any changes needed? Kyler, JJ, Pittman, Chubb, Barkley, Waller, Kirk, Dillon, Henderson, Knox, Pickens, Dobbs, Eli, Mitchell, 10-man. I'm 4-2. You're 4-2 because your team's good. I love Pittman, JJ, Chubb, Kyler, Barkley. You don't got to do a thing, bro. But what I would do is maybe trade a Kirk and a Henderson and go get a potential, I don't know, Higgins or A.J. Brown or Debo or Aaron Jones maybe to throw into this mix. Henderson and Kirk could maybe get you way more than Aaron Jones. Maybe you're getting one of these guys. So Kirk and Henderson for maybe St. Brown. Kirk and Henderson for Pierce. Kirk and Henderson for, I mean, you get one of those, bro. That's like robbing season. You'll be highway robbery. Heating says nothing funny about being 1-5. Most of my leagues, Smitty. At least the big money leagues, I'm 5-1. Well, I mean, we're here to help you, bro. So we'll try and walk you through it. But you got to make sure you're doing good moves. That one question you had a minute ago was not a good trade. Don't be doing those moves. Heating, we're here for you. We're here for you. I'm here for you. Funniest, most dedicated, most informative show. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate you. Alex with a $5 holler. Smitty, you're to the moon. 14-team P.5 PPR. 1-5. Goff, Swift, Walker, ETN, St. Brown, Pittman, Hill, Schultz, B-Rob, Mooney, Magic to bring it back. Love Swift, love Walker, love ETN, love St. Brown, love Pittman. I'm trading B-Rob, and I'm trying to get B-Rob and Goff for a Hurts on a bye. Maybe the Jalen Hurts owners trading them. Maybe B-Rob gets you into maybe Kyler's worth the gamble. Maybe you get Herbert using B-Rob. That might be a good move for you. Maybe you upgrade Pittman using B-Rob into an Adams who's already had a bye. Those things are possibilities. Or St. Brown. Can't call in today because I'm completely behind. And I caught up on all the super chats, but your boy Smitty's exhausted. And I'm trying to get through the voicemails too. On top of that, Cole.
Hey, Smitty, what do you think of Kyron Williams on the Rams?
Love him.
Who's coming back this week or next week, supposedly, and Cam Akers may be getting traded, and also rumors that Kyron Williams would probably start over Henderson.
Yeah, I mean, Kyron had a broken foot, but it wasn't like a total, the broken kind of foot you're thinking of. It's like, there's like a definitely something that's going to keep him out. Obviously kept him out a while, but Kyron Williams was thought to maybe take over as a starter entering week 1. So I absolutely love him, bro. So pick him up. And then Akers, you're not necessarily cutting Akers because you never know what can happen or where he could land. Should I trade Kirk and Deontay for Lamb? If you like winning excellence, I would take that. Absolutely. Johnny, use my number 2 waiver claim on Moore or Robinson. I don't know what Robinson and Moore we're talking about, bro. Allen Robinson, James Robinson, Moore. We talking about DJ Moore. We talking about Rondo Moore. We're talking about, Papa Moore, Grandma Moore. I don't know. I have Sutton and St. Brown, Lockett, and A-Rob. So if you have A-Rob, that's probably B-Rob. Is it B-Rob? Is it J-Rob? If it's B-Rob, then yes, use your number 2 waiver claim. If it's J-Rob, I don't care about J-Rob. If that's Rondell Moore, I don't know. Number 2 waiver claim? Probably not. I probably wait and see if you can climb up one and let the other person at the one spot waste their claim, and then boom, You have the number 1 spot, and if anybody does anything stupid and drops like Aaron Jones or something next week, then boom, bro.
Also, what do you think of Foreman on the Panthers, since Christian McCaffrey getting traded to another team is starting to heat up?
Cole is like digging deep. He wants to know about all these, deep plays. Kyron Williams and Foreman, Deontay Foreman. But those are the good moves to make. I like it. I would say, sure, like Foreman if you need a guy. But Slayer says he wants Etienne Walker. Geno for JT. Etienne Walker and Geno Smith for JT. I guess give me JT, Slayer. That's a good one. My DK and Etienne for Adams. Give me Adams with the bye week already out of the way. My Etienne and Geno for JT, yeah. I mean, I take JT, Slayer, but I appreciate you, Slayer. Sorry about the wait. I thought I got to you, but I guess I missed it. Thank you, Slayer. Appreciate you. You there, Slayer? Did I miss anybody? If I missed anybody's super chat, please put a bunch of question mark emojis and let me know, and I'll search for your super chat. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I missed you. There's so many of them, and I appreciate you, and I'm not complaining. I'm grateful, but...
Hey, Smitty, what do you think happens if Bailey Zappi has another good game this coming week?
I think he's...
He'd be the new man to be in
Look, Brady rose up. I'm not saying he's Brady. I'm just saying, like, don't think Zappi won't stay in.
Survivor question. Who's more likely to win this week? Dallas versus Lions, Raiders versus Texans, Patriots versus Bears.
I'm going to say I think the Lions win. Or there's a good shot that they win.
Survivor question. Who's
Cole.
Hey, Smitty, who wins this trade? Naji Harris and Dalton Schultz for Darren Waller and Etienne.
Najee Harris, Dalton. Give me Etienne and Waller. Because that's a great way to get out of Najee. You're taking a big gamble on Etienne, but you're getting another advantage in another position.
Would you trade McCaffrey for Aaron Rodgers and Swift?
If you're desperate at quarterback, that's not horrible. I try and get a little more if you can, but I like Swift with the bye week out of the way. And quietly, I think he could be as good as McCaffrey.
Hey, Smitty, I need a quarterback.
I have Russell Wilson, but he's just not getting it. What do you think I could get for Russell Wilson?
Nothing. He's hurt. He's probably not playing. So nothing. Garbage. A ham sandwich, potentially. Answered them. Oh God. Answered them all. Ended all the answer. I answered from like 3 hours into the show to about 3 hours and 37 minutes. So check for the messages there. I was leaving that for my guys in the voicemail group so that they know. 2 super chats. Matt Ryan this week have Hurts on a bye. Yeah, Matt Ryan's good. He's a good play this week. I mean, the fact that he had 3 TDs and Pittman and him are connected and JT's coming back, I like it. They're in a little bit of a groove. I got Kyler, JT, Barkley, Pittman, DK, Pitts, Hurts, Dobbs, Dillon. I'm 4-2. Any trades? Kyler, JT, Barkley. I love the running backs. Pittman, DK. I love the wide receivers. Really, not much to do. You got Hurts on the bench though, on a bye. If that's Hurst, that's one thing. But if that's Hurts, that's different. Then you have to trade Kyler or Hurts, one of the two. If that is Hayden Hurst, then that's obviously different. But not much you can trade, bro. Barkley, if you don't think you can continue on, you're 4-2, so you're doing good. Maybe you wait. But Barkley and the 2 players later might be an option for you. But for now, I'd just kind of hold. I'd hold. It's a pretty good squad, my guy. And you're 4-2 for a reason. So if I were you, I would hold strong. Hold.
Hey, Smitty, the Packers offense seems to be really struggling, and even Aaron Rodgers is struggling right now. Are you still okay? Are you still buying Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, or are you worried about them? What's your thoughts on both of those running backs rest of season?
I like him at the right price. I think Aaron Jones is one of the best buy lows because he's free. People are almost wanting to drop him. Hayden Hurst is not Hayden Hurst, it's Hayden Hurst.
Hey, Smitty, rest of season, would you rather have Aaron Jones or Ramondre Stevenson?
Give me Ramondre, but I still buy low on Aaron Jones.
Hey, Smitty. Just wanted to get your opinion on a trade I just did in Dynasty. I traded Irv Smith and Sutton to the Kelsey owner because he's in a rebuild. So I got Kelsey for Cortland Sutton and Irv Smith. I feel like I made out like a bandit even though the trade calculator said it was fair. So just give me your thoughts on that, man.
Got him.
I need to look at the trade calculator. That shouldn't have said it was fair. Sometimes when you stack like 3 players or something on it, it could...
All right, Smitty, I need some trade advice. My running backs are Etienne, Mixon, Damian Harris, and I picked up Deion Jackson, and that's it. Oh, J.K. Dobbins. And then my wide receivers are Tyreek Hill, Isaiah McKenzie, quarterback Joe Burrow, tight ends Taysom.
I'm gonna have to hit this one, John. It's too long to handle. I mean, that's a tough voicemail to leave. I'll get to it though. I'll answer your question. A little shorter on the voicemails, a little bit quicker, easier to get. Etienne, Skywalker, Geno isn't too much for JT. Etienne, Kenneth Walker, and Geno Smith isn't too much for JT. I mean, Slayer, you could go back and forth on it, to be honest. I mean, if Etienne blows up, then yes, it's too much. If Etienne gets misused or is good and bad, then it's kind of an, even or slightly in JT's favor of JT. So it's just, I mean, it's pros and cons. You're 3-3. You need a spark. So the spark could be Etienne and Skywalker rising up, though. But let's ask the chat. You guys, would you rather have JT or Kenneth Walker and Etienne? Let Slayer know. And Slayer, let's let the chat decide on that one because it's literally pros and cons dead even. 2-4, 10 team. Thank you, Slayer. Appreciate you so much, man. Slayer to the moon.
To the moon.
Let's see what the chat says. 2-4, 10 team PPR. Trade away Mike Williams for Kenneth Walker. Yeah. If you like winning, trade away Mike Williams for Kenny Walker. Kenneth Skywalker. It's a smash, bro. Absolute, like, easy peasy. Like, there's nothing. I'd trade Mixon for Kenneth Walker. I like Debo, St. Brown, keep that. Swift, go get Kenny Walker. Keep Etienne. Trade Connor and maybe Connor and Mixon for a Kenneth Walker or a Breece Hall or a Damian Pierce who's had a bye. Etienne Walker, JT side easy, JT side Etienne Walker. Let's go. Kind of a mixed bag there, broski. Everybody's kind of all over the place on that one. Chris with another $5 hauler. Give him a moon shot for dropping multiple super chats here. What changes should I make? 3-3. Murray Cooper. I assume that's I assume Murray Cooper. I assume that's Cooper Kupp. JJ, AJ Brown, Chubb, Etienne. Is that Amari Cooper? If it's Amari Cooper, why are we listing him first? It's confusing me. Murray and Cooper Kupp. JJ, AJ Brown, Chubb, Etienne. There's no trades to be made if you're this team. I mean, JJ, B-Rob, maybe a Higbee for Higbee and J-Rob. Maybe go get a player like McLaurin or DK Metcalf would be a good addition using J-Rob and B-Rob and if that's Amari Cooper, B-Rob and Amari Cooper for a St. Brown or B-Rob and Amari Cooper for an A.J. Brown, something like that. Yeah, Amari, yeah. You guys confuse Chris when you list Amari as your first player off the board. It's like, Murray, Amari Cooper, JJ. And in comes Chris's starting lineup. First off, quarterback, Kyler Murray. And at wide receiver number 1, Amari Cooper. And followed by JJ's following him up. A.J. Brown next, then Chubb, then Etienne, then It's like lead with Amari Cooper. What are we doing? What are we doing here? So yeah, Amari Cooper, B-Rob for Pierce. Amari Cooper and B-Rob for Higgins, maybe. Amari and Cooper for Kenneth Walker. Yeah, just Amari and Cooper are a good little package. Go and throw Higbee in and go rogue at tight end if you need to get a deal done. J-Rob. Throw J-Rob in. B-Rob, J-Rob, K-Rob, whatever, for Cooper. And Cooper. Amari Cooper. Jonathan says, I think you said I missed your super chat earlier, Jonathan. I don't think I did. This is your super chat, and it's right here. I think Jonathan said I missed his super chat, I thought. Jonathan? Chris, thank you for your super chat. Slayer. Got offered D. Hopkins and Olave for Jeff. This isn't a super chat, brother. Oh, yeah, it is. This is your super chat. I offered D. Hopkins. You got offered D. Hopkins and Olave for Justin Jefferson. No. Call it off. Call it off. Game over. Call it off, bro. Countered offered with JJ and Lenny for D. Hopkins, Olave, and Swift. So JJ and Lenny for D. Hop, Olave, Swift. Still call it off, bro. Trade Lenny for Swift and give up something, but don't be trading JJ. Stand firm. Stand firm. Don't trade JJ. Hit reject and stand tall, and you will go home with an autographed ball, Jonathan. The answer is no. Slayer, do you feel taken care of? Because I wish I could give you a better answer. It's like JT's got more home run ability, but it seemed like the chat was very divided, and I understand why, and I don't blame them. Jonathan, appreciate your super chat, by the way. Did I get to Suleman's question? Yeah, I did. 4-2, Kyler, JT, Barkley. It's a good team. It's a good team. All right, I got to all the voicemails, I believe. Let me see if my my Instagram chat has any voice messages. They don't. If you're on my IG exclusive community, make sure you drop voicemails during the show. All right, guys, I've been live for 3 hours and 46 minutes. I think I'm going to go get some food. It is 8 p.m. on the dot, my time. I've been live since 4 p.m., essentially. So, well, I went live a little late, 4:10. So we're almost at 4 hours. What a show. What a show.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah. Appreciate you all. I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I go live whenever news breaks, on top of going live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So I'm always live. I'm also live at midnight. I don't know if I'm going live at midnight tonight Eastern, because that's in like an hour. So we may not do the second show. We may not. I don't know. Should I be trading Naji and Brady for Burrow? No, I think you need more. Like Brady, I like Burrow a lot, bro, obviously. But I don't think I'm just throwing Naji in. You need to get something more for that. It would keep me with ETN, Swift, Walker. Yeah, you need to get something more that, like, you need to get like an ETN thrown in or like something crafty, bro. You just got to do something. Smitty, the dedication is off the charts. Awesome show. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate you. But yeah, live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, every Monday through Friday. So I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. But I go live whenever news breaks. So I might see you tonight, tomorrow morning. I don't know. News breaks, I go live. And I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight Eastern. Again, not sure if we're doing it tonight because I've done 3 straight hours here and I'm exhausted. Please punch the thumb up on your way out the door. There's still 300 people in here. Punch that thumb up button. We got 470 thumbs up. We're almost, I think this will be the first show, maybe, that we've hit 500 thumbs up during the live. So if 30 of you can punch the thumb up before you leave, this might be one of the only shows we've hit 500 thumbs up during the show. Obviously, we've hit 500 thumbs up on a video before. I'm just mean during the live show, we've gotten up to 500 thumbs up before we've left. That would be phenomenal. So if you can punch that thumb up button, the 300 of you in here, if you haven't, that would be phenomenal. What's your longest show? I'm pretty new. What's your longest show? I'm pretty new to this. Longest one I've seen. 24 hours straight. It is the longest show, broski. I've done 2 of them. Actually, I went 18 hours one show. But 4 hours. This is a 4-hour show. Last super chat from Jimenez. Have Pierce someone tried offering Higgins or Amon-Ra? Amon-Ra for Pierce isn't crazy, but if you need an RB, you know what I mean? They both had their bye week. Higgins I wouldn't take. Smitty, your boy Cole, urgent, Taysom Hill and Naji. Taysom Hill and Naji for Etienne and Waller. Take Etienne and Waller. Cole, I think I answered that on the voice message, right? All right, I'm going to go eat. It's 8 o'clock. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. See you later. Please hit that thumb up on the way out the door. If we get 15 more, we'll hit 500 thumbs up during the live show. We've never, I think, done that. 500 thumbs up during the live show would be crazy. It only takes 15 more thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new. If you haven't been on the show before, please subscribe if you're new. I thank you all. We're at 15.8K, and we're heading towards 16K probably by the end of the weekend or early next week. Appreciate you all.
You are offer sex. You are great offer sex.